here we go.
In 5, 4, 3.
Call to me, lands far away.
Elves have forests to protect.
We need to build a wall.
Dwarfs their mines. Men their fields of grain. But we Harfoots have each other.
For I must now wander this wandering day.
We're safe.
You have fought long enough, Galadriel.
No.
Put up your sword.
The enemy is still out there. The question now is where?
It is over.
Nothing is over! Nothing! You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them!
If you only knew the power of the dark side. Darkness will march over the face of the earth. It will be the end, not just of our people, but all peoples.
Everyone!
I am sorry, but their time has come.
The past is with us all. The past is dead. We either move forward or we die with it.
This could be the beginning of a new era.
Away I must wander this wandering day.
To him finally being lionized in the prime and his prime. Fuck.
Do it!
Shit.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams end. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Luke went from being... Oh, no. Welcome, Slayer Nation. I have some great news for you today. I hope you're all doing great. Nope, that didn't work. One more.
You have failed me for the last time.
Welcome, Slayer Nation. I hope...
If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up.
That is eating away at what you love in order for it to shine. And one man's vision is... Sometimes you don't have to make things better for them to be great again. You merely have to Okay. Hollywood continues to slow boil the culture and crazy. Well, right now, Spider-Man actor Andrew Garfield has stepped up and he's fighting motherfucker.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
And unbearded dwarves, but Prime didn't stop there. They stapled in intersectionality, individuality, biddiga-dig-bee, biddiga-dig-boo.
So it begins.
At my signal, unleash hell.
and gentlemen, George the Giant Slayer.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Slayer Nation Live. How y'all doing? It is November 16th, 2025 in the year of our Lord, and it is good to be here today. What a week. Right? I'm looking around, seeing all the beautiful people here. Jill Powers, the River Daughter, Sentai Ranger, Donnie, always good to see you. Eugene's Music, Bob the Lobster, always happy to see you here. Man of War, my brother from another mother, Mark Lurseth. Look at all you people. William Barr. Today, it's like this week we had like hypocrisy hit its high note. But there's good news. Good news. Tom Felton, you remember him? Draco Malfoy himself. He came out in a new production for Broadway, and the audiences were so amazed by him. They like clapped for 40 seconds. You just had to stand there. But first, let me get, I just need two guests arrive. We got Little Platoon and Paul Chato are here. How you doing, gentlemen?
Oh, I didn't know Little Platoon was going to be here.
Yeah.
If I'd known you were coming, I wouldn't have come.
He came just to annoy you. You came to annoy him.
I think I annoy Little Platoon more than he annoys me.
It's a match made in. What a week. I was thrilled. There's a lot of insanity going around lately. I think like somebody's passing it out, or we've just tripped into the twilight zone.
Well, more importantly, I don't know if you realize this, but Megyn Kelly on X absconded with my slogan.
Really?
My appalling news slogan, men make the best women. She
wow.
Quoted me without attribution. I'm really pissed off.
But did you tell her? Hey!
I sent her a note.
Yeah, high heel.
I said, I said, this is a trademark of appalling news. Men make the best women.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Since you said that, before we get to that, Massachusetts seemed to agree with you because this week.
Yes.
Oh, you
saw that.
You saw that? Yeah. This week, Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey appointed Giselle Bird, a man, to be the head of the Massachusetts Commission on the Status of Women, which advises on policy to improve opportunities for women.
Well, I don't think women know how to manage themselves, so this is ideal.
So you think this is perfect?
Oh, of course. Like this is the way to do it. Only men can do shit.
Men,
like,
no women. God, we got a lot to cover today, and I'm glad you're here. Comedy is one of the themes, not only in politics, but in a little bit, we're going to cover the original producer and director from Naked Gun. Came out and took a stab at McFarlane's Naked Gun. And we're going to talk about that.
That's not necessary. Just
no, what they were saying is they're not gatekeeping. They're just saying how you do comedy right, that isn't it. And they were explaining their formula. And it's interesting, and I can't wait to talk about it because they think it's all tied to the budget. They don't think comedies should have big budgets.
I would agree. I would love to find out what the budget for Naked Gun was. There was
$42 million
for the original.
No, not for the original. That I don't know. For this one,
that's right. I meant the first one.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's more locations in the first movie than there was in the McFarlane one.
Fletcher, can you see if you can find that out? How much the budget was for the original Naked Gun? A spoof, but yeah, I think it's good news that we also had Tom Felton. I was surprised. Critical Drinker shared the video of Felton, a clip from Felton's applause in the Broadway show, and it went on for 40 seconds. You can see he handled it like a champ.
He's playing his dad.
Pretty much.
I need a favor.
That's
Please,
classic.
That's great. Please, any J.K. Rowling haters, don't leave. Because he's been a supporter of J.K.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that because
unpopular, right? That's what they keep telling me. J.K. Rowling, she's burned all her bridges. She's sacrificed the goodwill of a huge audience, and yet it seems that people still kind of like her and like people who support her and like the things that she made.
Well, did you hear about the BC contretemps? Their little platoon?
No.
No.
So, BC in Vancouver, they booked this Universal a touring project called Harry Potter at Night. So it's all set up at night with lighting, and it's a fantastic experience for young kids. Really, that's what it's for. But the Park Association issued an apology to all alphabet Nazis that this actually happened, and they're staggered by the insult to all members of the community, and they apologize deeply and will make sure that no project by J.K. Rowling will ever touch the sacred soil of Vancouver ever again. So what happened was it was sold out in minutes, and they said it was the best attended Harry Potter at Night. I can't remember the name of the show. It has a specific name. Best attended ever in the tour so far. So it was the Barbara Streisand effect.
If they're so incredibly sorry to have hosted it, will they send back any of the money that they made from it as an apology, or no?
Never. Didn't work that way.
This is so absurd. I mean, in the end, you've got people who don't like what she's doing, don't consume it. Like, shut up. Like, I don't understand the need to make sure that everybody, that somehow they should not be allowed to enjoy themselves. So, anyways.
Over the last few years, I've made several J.K. Rowling videos. Rolling. It's rolling, right?
Rolling, yeah.
Rolling. Because sometimes I used to say it rowling, but it was rolling.
I have been corrected. It's rolling.
And what's funny
row your boat.
Yeah. And what's interesting is the fact that I always state in each video, I was like, look, I support what Rowling is doing here. One is her art and the other is her politics. But I'm like, she would burn me at the stake for what I believe in, except for this one specific issue, but I respect her for it. And it's interesting, the comments that I got for her. They're like, why? Well, how can you respect her for the one thing if she'd burn you at the stake? I'm like, because, we're human beings. We can agree to disagree.
Yeah.
What I find interesting, though, is that Draco, Tom Felton, he sticks to his guns, because right after the play, he was asked again the same question he was asked by Variety 7 months ago. It was Felton was asked by Variety about his thoughts on the controversy surrounding the author, saying, I can't say it impacts me. I'm not really that attuned to it. I haven't seen anything to bring the world together more than Potter. She's responsible for that, so I'm incredibly grateful. I like the fact that he's courageous, that he doesn't back down, that he's like, look, she gave this gift to the world. You like it, you love it, or you don't, but she brought a lot of people together.
It's the same thing that Keira Knightley said.
Yeah.
Which is it's a good response to have. I mean, because he's not coming out being vituperative and saying, I agree with these specific things that she said. I think that trans people are horrible, etc. He's not doing any of that. He's simply saying, it doesn't bother me. I don't look at it. And objectively speaking, she has created one of the most, universally adored works of fiction in modern times, which brings people together, which is perfectly correct. There was a line, I think, in that article underneath, something like the comments were deeply controversial on social media.
Yes.
Well, fucking of course they were, but that's not real life, and he's wise to ignore them. Now he just needs to have a word with Daniel Radcliffe, because I believe they're still friends, and maybe get him to stop being such a gender cuck. But, strange things have happened.
You think, Platoon, that actors like Radcliffe and Watson, the only reason that, I mean, obviously it's speculation, but you think the only reason that they made those statements was kind of like to bend the knee to Hollywood to get another job, or they actually believe in that?
A bit of both. I don't think they believe it sincerely. I think they believe it because everybody around them believes it. It's just sort of social contagion effect. They are told by everyone around them that to be nice and to be kind, you have to say and agree with these things. Whether or not you really understand them, research them, look into them, I don't think they do any of that. I think Emma Watson in particular is just ditzy. I don't believe, for all her reputation as an intellect, that she can read. So whether she can actually, bother to take in these arguments, I doubt that very much. But they just went along with it, as many people did, because they were told it was the kind thing to do. And unfortunately, wanting to be seen as kind vastly trumps the need to actually be kind.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, first, welcome. DA is here, and so is Verbal Riot. Gentlemen, great to see you.
What's happening, folks?
Yeah, I just think like we're missing a lot of that, what I would call class, character from people like from actors like Tom Felton. He held his own. He won't buckle under pressure, and he's like, "This is what I believe in. That's it."
First of all, they shouldn't be asking that question. How many years after JK's first X post that caused this uproar? I have this huge problem with modern showbiz journalism where there is none, and all they can do is, to quote he versus Babyface is they're just modern daying everything.
Right.
They're not going, you know what, that thing that you did the other day, Shelley Winters quoted that in that movie, blah, 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 blah. Oh, All About Eve kind of represented a similar thing that you did with blah, 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 blah. No one is quoting old movies. No one is quoting, things that would keep the Hollywood flames going. The image of Hollywood. No one knows how to manage and maintain the image of Hollywood anymore. They're just pretending they're all working for Kotaku. Like it's the stupidest thing. It's terrible. This is the gayest show. This is,
or Variety asking him, what do you think, how this impacts the gay community? That one Variety.
Mark
Malkin.
It's nonstop.
And that's your problem because you have a lot of these journalists. I don't know if this is what was taught in journalism school. I actually went to school for journalism back in the early 90s. I wanted to be like the Black Walter Cronkite or something like that when I grew up. I actually thought that way. And we didn't learn stuff like this. We learned how to ask questions, but we didn't learn how to try to get gotcha questions on everything.
Right.
And then try to put the celebrity or the subject under a microscope and, force them to answer a question that they might not be comfortable with, to a high degree. I just think that they're trying to legitimately ruin these guys' careers, and they need to learn how to shut up and just do the job that they are there to do, which is promote the movie. Hey, if I'm answering questions, I'm not answering questions about my politics. I'm here to answer questions about the movie, like Tom Cruise said. Just do that and they'll be fine.
Yeah, just straightforward.
To go along with that, though, I mean, we're talking about journalism. From the actor side, from the talent side, we have to look at it too as look, I'm not saying they're all forced to do it, but what has happened is agents have sat down with their clients and told them they have to play ball, right? If they want that role, if they want that part in that next big film, they got to play ball, right? So it's not just the journalism, which, by the way, is garbage. I agree with Paul. I agree with everybody on that. There is no more real journalism anymore. I mean, there isn't. But at the same time, look, you're a grown. No matter what somebody tells you, you're a grown ass person, right? Even if your agent tells you have to do something, you don't have to do it.
Yeah, of course.
But you have to look at it from the point of view of, okay, do I want to work or not, right? Do I want this part or not? Well, if getting me this part means I say everybody should be trans, and that gets me the biggest role with the biggest paycheck, what am I going to do? Right? Is it going to hurt me to say everybody should be trans? Probably not, right? So I say it and I get the part. The whole system is rotten. That's the point I'm trying to make here, is that
but you get the part. Rotten. Yeah, but you get the part, but then you alienate the fans.
Well,
so what's the point?
George, I hear you on that, but here's the thing. They still get the paycheck.
They get the paycheck, but they don't build the fan base. It's short-sighted. They're not going to have a career. We saw Rachel Ziegler.
I agree. It is very short-sighted, but here's the problem right now. Hollywood in general is very short-sighted right now. You don't know where your next gig is coming from. And to be honest with you, even if things were at their absolute best, right? The fact that theaters are losing money, the fact that nobody's going to the movie theaters, it almost doesn't matter. There is no short-sightedness. It's just, hey, I need to get paid. I got a mortgage. I got kids, or whatever the case may be. I got car payments. I'm just
do
going
what
to
I'm told.
I'm just
Do
going
what
to
I'm
do what
told.
I have to do to get the paycheck.
Yeah.
This is what's killed Hollywood at this point.
Yeah, it's like I'm watching
all of
Platoon.
this, and then the journalism is just there to push the message.
Yeah.
Well, the journalists are doing their
Hollywood
job
is
much better than the
forgotten.
Hollywood people are. I mean, the journalists are. You've got a choice of 2 articles and 2 headlines you can write. One of them is Rachel Ziegler says you should go see the Snow White movie, and the other one is Rachel Ziegler slams anti-trans people and says go support the Palestinians. One of those things gets you more clicks on your news article than the other one.
Absolutely.
That is unfortunately the state of modern media. It's not journalism. It's not even really tabloid crap. It's just clicks and impressions, and that's all it is. It'll change because Hollywood is recognizing belatedly, too late probably, that a lot of this stuff has turned off the audience. They once thought this was a sure win. Everyone supported it, and that's where all the investment money was coming from, because you had all your ESG priorities that backed the studios saying that you should push these messages in your movies. The fans have been turned off. They know that, and that's why you are seeing some actors, the more savvy ones, changing in their approach. Just compare Brie Larson in 2000 and whenever the fuck to Brie Larson in 2020, and you see a marked difference. Rachel Ziegler's problem was that she got in on it way too late. If she'd been doing this throughout 2016 onwards, then she would have been making a huge amount of money, because that was all the vogue. But she started doing it in the 2020s when everyone was kind of sick of it, and now she's the poster child for a dead ideology.
You think it's one second. You think it's less journalism and more? The word doesn't exist, but like algorithmism. Does that make sense? Like they're going, what clicks first? That's all that matters. Forget the story. Forget the truth.
Pretty much.
Okay, but in that, does that train the audience to want that, or it's like the chicken and the egg question?
No, because George, here's the thing: you can't train the audience. Not really. I mean, to some degree, yeah, but at the point where the audience catches on is when the jig is up.
Because to me, the truth is
they
always
can only do it for so long. Now, here's the thing: like
facts and truth is what I've always looked at as to be the holy grail. Bring everybody the facts, and you can explain that's your truth.
You're in the minority there. There's a reason most newspapers
Yeah.
have slashed the budgets for investigative reporting. It's incredibly expensive, it's long, and it's time consuming, and nobody reads it. Whereas they all bump up. The New York Times pioneered this. The New York Times recognized algorithmically, basically as soon as 2016 and the elections that happened then, they had a huge surge in traffic based on certain emotional keywords in their headlines. And they actually did a pretty intensive study on this. And then they sold the data to a bunch of other companies to basically say that we have a huge subscriber base driven effectively on hate and emotion, which we've managed to scientifically calculate how to maximize. You can do the same thing and have access to all of this, so everybody else starts doing it as well. It worked for 5, 6, 7 years, but like everything has diminishing returns, the audience got a bit tired of it in the end. But the audience trained the papers, not the other way around, and that's usually how it happens. The audience was receptive to this, so that's what they did. The audience is less receptive to it, so it no longer works, and now they're trying to find what the new thing is going to be.
So you think the audience wanted the hate?
Yeah, absolutely. A sizable chunk of them did, probably around 50%. I mean, if you get 50% of the audience very, very exercised about the outcome of the US election one way or another, such that 50% will always read the most emotional things that support their argument, then you're in a way better position than you were before monetarily. It's just a short-termism thing. It's a flash in the pan. Look at the difference between CNN in 2016 and CNN today. I mean, CNN is doing the same thing. It just doesn't work anymore.
It's not sustainable. I think that's what you're saying, Platoon.
Well,
and because we've learned from all the zines like Vox and everybody else that move towards click-based journalism that it had a quick hit, and now they're all closing down. It's not sustainable. That's the issue.
It's built on emotions, right? Like
correct.
Emotions aren't sustainable. Emotions are here and then they're gone.
Yeah.
And so just like that,
masochism, eventually you just get used to it.
Yeah.
No, I hear.
Yeah, we know. You got that little trunk in the back. What were you going to say, Verbal?
No, I had this conversation with a buddy of mine Friday. We were because he, he's conservative. He's a firefighter in LA, and
tough job.
The thing we talked about was the thing that we were trying to that we were basically hinting on was that because George, you mentioned facts, right? You mentioned facts. Facts. The facts should win out, right?
Yes, always.
The problem is, and this is where things get very one-sided. one side of the aisle doesn't give a fuck about facts, right? Let's be honest here. The left doesn't care about facts. You could show them every fact in the world. You know what they go by? Their truth.
Right.
Their truth, their feelings. So facts don't even matter in
lived experience.
Right?
Lived
So
experience.
you can show them numbers, doesn't even matter. Now, I do think influence does matter. I do think that if Trump didn't win,
we'd be in a different
none
place.
of these actors would be apologizing. None of these actors would be saying, "Oh, I just want to focus on movies and not talk politics." None of these actors would be saying any of this shit if Trump didn't win. Trump changed the culture in that way, which is great, right? And you even got Emma Watson, right, apologizing about how she let her relationship get influenced by politics when it comes to J.K. Rowling, right? Now, and you got to really understand this. J.K. Rowling was there with these children from the very beginning, man. I have to assume they kind of looked at her like a surrogate mother.
Mommy.
At some point, right? So for all of a sudden to go through 7 movies together, to watch them grow, go through puberty, become adults, the whole thing, for them to turn on her.
That's 14 years, yeah.
I have to believe Emma Watson didn't really want to do that. I have to almost believe that she made a choice because probably her agent told her to do it, but I don't think she really could look at this woman who she's seen as a mom figure for so long and then just blatantly turn on her, right? But that's where the culture was, and that's where her paycheck was, and that's why now you got her apologizing for it and trying to make it right? All of a sudden, only because Trump won. If Trump didn't win, that probably wouldn't.
Well, overall, the tide is turning on the gender side of things. Even the person who I think maybe even started, you can correct me, Platoon, if you know, the Tavistock Clinic, one doctor, a transgender doctor, now has said, no, I didn't say anything about transing kids. No, I didn't say anything about surgery on kids or giving them drugs that would kill their their growth or anything. Well, this is all categorically incorrect. He was one of the leaders in it, but now he's claiming that, he had nothing to do with this. So when the Tavistock Clinic, which was, one of the leading proponents of this entire gender nonsense, is backing off, then things are changing.
Well, yeah, I can only imagine how they would be talking about issues today had Trump not won. I think they'd be doubling and tripling down, because they would have had that wind at their back. Look, we won.
Yeah, I mean, because right now you got Jennifer Lawrence, you got Billy Bob Thornton, you got all these people.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, and Billy Bob, I do believe is based, so I won't put him in that category. But you do have a lot of actors who were definitely on the left, who were talking a bunch of shit before, who are all of a sudden saying they just want to focus on the art. They just want to focus on movies and not talk politics anymore. And that's only because Kamala didn't win.
Right. I think there's something to it. Well, I still think there's something to the fact that Hollywood is, losing. Hollywood is, we're seeing flop after flop. This entire year at the box office has been bad. And, big time stars like The Rock are getting shunned. People aren't going to his movies. And I think some of these stars are starting to wake up. Like George said, there's authenticity to it. People want the reality of the situation. They don't want to be gaslit anymore. And I think that's what we're seeing too. It's like audiences are turning away from movies, because the stars are a bunch of liars. They're trying to, sell me on some bullshit, that I don't believe in. And it's like, okay, the whole gender conversation, 95% of the world believes the same exact way as J.K. Rowling. All right. There's only a tiny fraction of the people that believe opposite of her. So what is going in that direction do for you? What does that do for your career if you're standing on the other side of the 95% of people? People are going to be like, yeah, man, that dude's like a woke wackadoo, man. I'm not going to his movies. I don't want to see anything that he's putting out. And so I think a lot of these stars and celebrities are also waking up to that fact, regardless of who the president happens to be. It's like, this isn't good for my career. Me saying all of this bullshit out here that I might not even believe myself. Like, what's the point of this? I'm losing.
But the reporters have got to stop asking them the loaded questions. The reporters have to go back to being like, do you know Brian Lynon, one of the best interviewers of all time in show business? He researched the careers of every single actor he interviewed, and they were staggered by his knowledge of the industry, but also these reporters don't know anything about the actors that they're interviewing. They're not pulling out some interesting tidbit of their childhood that would promote them as actors. I mean, actors, as Hitchcock said, are cattle. And the point is, we don't need to hear their opinion. So stop asking about stuff that creates a need to hear their opinion.
But Paul,
So,
the actors also
put them on a pedestal, move it forward. You should be promoting them as actors, promoting them as stars, promoting the movies that they're doing. The industry, the entire industry has forgot how to behave like the industry.
But Paul, the talent also needs to be better media trained.
I agree too.
Like they do. I mean, because here's the thing: you can't control what asshole's going to ask you what kind of question, but you got to be better media trained in that, man. And you can say whatever you want to about Sydney Sweeney, man. I mean, at the end of the day, that girl is smart as hell, and she knows how to handle the media. More actors need to be like her when it comes to that, man. Like she will not answer a question that she thinks is bullshit.
I'm just saying that the media that is generally controlled by the studios anyway is not doing a good job of promoting Hollywood. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, and you're right, Paul. Here's the thing, Paul. We are past the days. We're past the glory days, right? Of like old school interviewers, right? Like we don't have. I mean, let's be honest. We're past the days of old school critics who had much better opinions than we have. So
you're talking about like Siskel and Ebert style?
Yeah, like stuff like all those guys. Even Rex Reed, who I can't stand. He's an asshole.
I love Rex Reed.
But you know, but he has some good points. He has some very good points. And you know what? At the end of the day, Rex Reed knew his shit, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
So I mean, we have gone past the days of people knowing their craft, right? To these charlatans, man, who are just getting hired based on their politics.
Or they want to get the clickbait. They want the clickbait because that's what sells. That's what gets people. Like, look what what's her name did with Brie Larson this weekend. Why can't I think of her name?
I was about to bring it up. Grace Randolph.
Yeah, man. It's like, why would you say some shit like that? The only reason you say some shit like that is so that people will click, so that you'll get in the news, so that people go watch your videos. They'll click. They'll respond to you on X or whatever. You get engagement from stuff like that. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for honest truth, good journalism. They're just looking for engagement any way they can get it. And that's what Grace Randolph did.
Do you think maybe she was being honest for the first time or the second time?
I think she was doing it for engagement purposes.
Actually, I am. Look, and I will rarely ever defend Grace Randolph. I am going to say this, man. I used to think she was a shill.
I think she is a shill.
I don't think she's a shill, man. I think she's a true believer. I think her ideas are very wacky.
But this is where you can tell that she's not a shill. Grace Randolph isn't a shill. Grace Randolph is genuine, but she's just mad. It's what makes her so fun.
Right.
Well, let's bring the audience in because they don't know what's going on. What happened was this week, Grace Randolph put this out about Brie Larson being in the new Super Mario Brothers movie. If anything can tank the new Super Mario Brothers movies, it's Brie Larson. The thing is an hour later, she got so much grief for that she had to put, where the hell, here it is, she put this out, which is funny coming from her. Hate channels are a scourge on entertainment in the industry, but this idea that we therefore can't say anything negative when there's plenty of evidence to back it up is insane. I've just spent all last week defending Elle Fanning and Predator and got a ton of hate for defending Barbie. Will Super Mario 2 be a huge success? Almost certainly. But Brie Larson has a history of making comments on press tours, etc., that are not helpful in turn off audiences. She was also a big part of reimagining The Marvels, a film which I gave a good review, but that sequel ruined a billion-dollar character.
The fact that she thinks that Carol Danvers and Captain Marvel is a billion-dollar character shows how out to lunch she is. That is not a billion-dollar character. That's a character that was sandwiched in between two great movies, and everybody felt the need to go watch the original Captain Marvel. All right, they're going back to that quote where she says, it's insane to think that you can't speak negatively on something even though you have tons of evidence. That's what all the quote-unquote hate channels do.
Right.
All they do is just bring up evidence and material. Hey, here's the information. This is as I'm seeing it, and everybody, it's a hate channel. Like, no, it's not a hate channel. It's somebody just spitting facts. If you don't like the facts, you don't like the facts, but it's just the facts.
I think she got grief. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think Grace Randolph is used to look, she's used to getting shit from people like us, right? Like
Right.
it rolls right off of her back.
But not her own base.
The problem is her own base turned on her, and now this is why she's like jumping through hoops and making videos about how her feelings are hurt, and she's just trying to be honest, and she's making all these videos now just because her base turned on her, which is funny. But here's the thing: she wasn't wrong about Brie Larson. Like, she really wasn't. I mean, she's telling the truth.
Well, shit's funny if you go through her comments, because you see her base is attacking her. I supported you, now I can't. And they're like, why would you attack Brie? You're taking part in this whole perception that these hate channels, these right wingers have created this impression about Brie. And she's like, no. She's like, you have to look at her films. Every time she had a major role, she would make a comment, and she didn't say Rachel Ziegler, but I took the hint from it. You know what I realized? It's not a technical glitch anymore. I'm just going to say this. After 4 damn cameras, having an expert look at the damn computer, it's every time I start speaking the truth, a fucking camera faints. That's it. It's the camera.
It's a conspircy, man. It's a conspiracy.
I think done worrying about it.
They're out to get you, George.
It's the Jews.
That's right.
Hey, I'm Jewish. What am I doing? You know what? I've never gotten my membership card. I really like to know where the hell my membership card is for running the world. I want it.
I'm in charge of the space lasers, just so you know.
I want the weather control so I can turn Texas into a cool. I love Texas, greatest state to me in the nation, but the weather horrible here. It's always fucking hot. I want the weather control satellite. That's how.
And look, I've said this on other channels, man. I have turned a leaf on Grace Randolph. Like I enjoy watching her now. Like I'm entertained, man. Like, she's batshit crazy in the best way possible.
The whole thing about Predator Badlands and the romance arc between the Predator and the android. No one thought that was her. That was just her. It exists in her weird sort of bat-infested head, and I love it. It's just great. No one else could have come up with that. She's such a joyous, lovely part of the media landscape. I always check out her reviews.
I think it's because she spends too much time with a vibrator. I think that's the reality.
I'm going to gush for 1 second. Platoon, you need to bronze your Shelby Oaks review. I don't think I laughed as hard. Like, bronze it and put it on a shelf.
That's nice.
I'll consider it.
I can't remember when I laughed so hard.
But what's interesting is because we're just talking about how the journalists spin things. They're doing it for clicks. You're talking about now, Platoon's talking about Predator Badlands. This week, Predator Badlands got pimp slapped, is the kindest way to put it, by a 12-year-old franchise. Now You See Me, Now You Don't, which I was like, there's no way this is going to make it with Jesse Eisenberg. It just took the #1 spot for the weekend away from Running Man, a 38-year-old film with Schwarzenegger.
George, you know what? You know why though?
Except guess what? The Predator Badlands headlines are more money than any Predator film in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, the reason why now You See Me won out is because people just want a fun movie to go to, man. Like if people are going to spend their $20, they don't want to be preached at. They're tired of the bullshit. They just want a movie that's really going to take them away for 2 hours, and then they can go back to real life. Right.
Have you seen Now You See? Okay. I haven't seen the third one. I saw the first two.
I saw the first two.
Right. I haven't seen this one, but I read a review from John Nolte. John Nolte from Breitbart, and I read another one off of Rotten Tomatoes. And they were both talking about, like, they bring in. So I don't know if this is true. This is speculation based off of reviews. I just want everybody to know that. I like dealing with facts. And they bring in this kind of like new diversity crew of magicians, and then they have to deal with the 4 Horsemen, and Morgan Freeman comes back and this whole thing. And I was looking at the trailer over and over. I'm like, these look like cheap AI tricks. So all weekend you've had Eisenberg like, no, we didn't use AI. It's just special effects. I don't know. I just would never have thought that Running Man or Predator would be beaten by Jesse Eisenberg film. I didn't. Morgan Freeman, yeah.
Talking about what's the franchise? When did the first Now You See Me come out? That's like,
it's 12 years ago.
All right, so 12 years ago.
I think 12 years ago, yeah.
Franchises that were 40 years ago. All right, more people are more interested in their own things, and I've been saying this forever. You got to start making new things, Hollywood. You got to start doing new shit. All right, not everything can be Top Gun Maverick, where you can go back 40 years and come back with $1 billion hit. You got to
Right.
start making new things for this audience, because the audience right now, Gen Z, the young kids, they are not going to the movies, and they should be going to the movies, because this is the time, you know, especially this time of year. This is when you start really seeing the box office pick up for the winter and then for the holidays. Nobody's going to the movies. Why? Because there's nothing to go see. And you know, again, I don't want to go see, you know, a 38, what is it? Running Man was 87. That's 38 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to see a remake of a 38-year-old movie. Why? Because Glenn Powell's in it. You know, he's not a movie star like that. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
he's good, but he's not a movie star like that, which is clear from the box office.
But that's part of it, man. I think the reason why the kids aren't going to the movies is because they're getting priced out. Man, back when we were young, we can go watch a movie for $5, and we can go to the movies. Every
25
weekend.
cents.
Oh my God, bro! Fuck.
that was before my time, Paul. But
Yeah, a little bit before.
but
that's
you
why you
know,
have
You're
me
right.
here.
You're right. It's too expensive. Yeah.
these kids are, you know, they don't want to drop $20 to go see a bad movie. You know
Shit,
what
now
I
you're
mean?
making me feel old. I remember when gas was 75 cents a gallon.
Yeah, it's actually so do I.
64.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, but I mean, that's the problem. It's like like the movie's probably gonna suck. And even if it doesn't suck, is it really that great?
Worth
You know, like is
$20?
Predator Badlands really that good for $20?
Yeah.
You know, that's way too much money. I'd
I
rather
just thought
get a pizza and a case of beer and hang out at the house with my friends.
Yeah, that's
play
the
video
problem.
games. I would rather do that than spend $20 going to them. And then I still got to buy snacks and stuff when I get there.
Right, of course. I was talking to Vex about it last week, and I was like, I think that the drop because you know how they were saying premiere weekend, Predator Badlands, you know, biggest premiere for any Predator film and blowing it away. They were all hyping it up. I said, you have to wait till word of mouth spreads. What will week 2 be? And it dropped anywhere. They're saying they still don't have the final numbers, from 63 to 66%. The drop. I'm like, well, it got out. You know, the word.
That's what happens. You turn Predator into a Marvel movie, and it performs exactly like a Marvel movie. Like quite a significant opening weekend. Everyone realizes it's empty nothingness, and then nobody goes to see it again. But that's what it is. I think it's also. I might be wrong in this. I believe I'm correct though in saying that it's only the highest grossing opening for a Predator movie if you don't adjust for inflation. Because if you do adjust for inflation, then Alien versus Predator made quite a bit more, and that was back in the mid 2000s, was it? I think.
Yeah, very early to mid. Yeah.
Yeah, which is, I mean, obviously, like inflation is a factor of life, but the movies are in this slightly awkward position now where they're priced like long form entertainment. They're not long form entertainment. They're pretty mid form entertainment, and the audience is biased either towards short form free entertainment or slightly more expensive but much longer form entertainment. So you're torn then between the TikTok audience and the video game audience. If it's $20 to go and see 90 minutes of a shit movie, or it's $80 to buy a good video game that will give you 40 hours of entertainment, which of these things makes more sense to save up for?
Yeah,
I think in the new generation, what needs to be done is a 90-minute movie has got to be divided in by 33-minute chunks.
You're going to give them a break in between?
What's their choice? So say they watch it on Shorts or TikTok, and it's a 90-minute movie, but in 33-minute chunks, and they just get through it when they get through it. That's my thought.
But see that's the other thing, right?
Along
with getting priced out, kids have way more options now than we had.
Yeah,
they have way more options, man. Like they have their phone, they could watch a movie at home, they can play video games at home, they can play video games on their phone. They can do way more things than we had back in the day. So movies are in trouble, right? Like even under the best, circumstances, even if there was no wokeness and blah blah blah, the theaters are in trouble,
right?
Because of all the things that we already have now.
Hell, there's this guy, because I've been working for the last week on this Elon Rogan video about America Inc. being exposed and his time with Doge. There's a guy who I found who was asked why he's homeless. He's like, well, shit, San Francisco pays me $600 a month in cash and $200 in food stamps. Plus, I got a free cell phone and Amazon Prime and Netflix. He's like, why would I work? I'm like, hey, even the homeless guy has Netflix, but he don't have to fucking pay for it. I'm like, what the hell? But
Platoon, have you thought of becoming an illegal immigrant and going across the channel? And
I have several times. Yeah, well, our chancellor is delivering her budget next week, so depending on the outcome of that, I might just up across. I hear it's harder to do these days, but I might still give it a go.
A little bit hard. You know, I keep looking at Platoon's avatar with a cigarette, and I'm like, I really want a cigarette so bad. It's like driving me crazy. It's like I want to light up.
It's like that suggestive marketing from the 80s. You got the Joe Camels, you know.
Yeah, Marlboro Man.
I'm actually secretly sponsored by Rothmans. This is true.
Well, I remember I used to smoke something called Navy Cut, I think it was.
Wow.
Navy Cut and Dunhills. Yeah, because I was 18, you know, and it's like I went out with this girl and she's like, "What are you smoking?" Of course, I had went to this tobacco store.
My web company that
Which one?
I'm still in charge of, we were approached by JIT to do all their websites, and I turned them down.
Why?
Because I don't do porn or cigarette websites.
Damn it.
Good for you, Paul. Good for you, man.
You and those things called principles.
I'm sorry.
You got to stand for something.
You could have gotten some free cigarettes.
Oh, they were mad. I mean, I'm telling you, I would have been set for, well, I am set for life, but I could have been set even better for life.
Bigger. Well, that's good.
Yeah, I never did cigarettes, man. I did, but I didn't like them. But I did get into cloves, which is way worse. And,
I tried cloves.
Yeah, all through high school, I was smoking cloves, and I was like, you know, this is really bad. I need to stop. But then I picked up weed, and it was over from there.
When I was 14, I stole a menthol Craven A cigarette and spent the rest of the day throwing up. But then someone said that's because you're not black.
That's fair.
Funny enough, I got into cigarettes again because of a girl. It was 15. My whole family smoked. That's number one. And then my mom quit because, look, I was that little shit of a kid who would they used to have joke stores, and I would buy these little things. They were like little sticks the size of a quarter of a toothpick. And you put them in cigarettes, and, you know, they'd smoke a couple of puffs, then it would blow the cigarette up.
Oh, okay.
And I was so worried about my mom smoking that I would stick it in her cigarette. So she lit the first one, it blew up, and okay, George, but I stuck them in all of them. I thought it was the first one. I'm like, so I was this rabid anti-smoker, and then 15, I saw the girl of my dreams. I was like, I thought lightning hit me,
and she smoked,
and of course, she had just transferred into high school. And she had put this word out, like, I don't date any boys from high school. I date men. And I was like, so it's like, I'm like, okay.
I knew many of those.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So it's like, I went out with her on the very first date. It's like, I found out she smoked Marlboro Reds. And so I was like, I went with like Lucky Strike filterless. Of course, I was trying all day, choking, trying to be, but
you said filterless?
Yeah, I went filterless.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was like, you know, she's smoking Marlboro Reds. I got to like one up it. So I went Lucky Strike filterless. But I spent half the day puking and choking, trying to get used to the damn things. So by the time we got there, I felt kind of like hazed or drunk off my butt because I'm sitting there with these. Anyway,
Hollywood forced the women of the Betty Davis era to smoke cigarettes because it changed the timbre of their voice.
That I didn't know.
Interesting.
All I remember is the Marlboro Man, and then eventually I switched to Marlboro.
There's nothing like coming across a 40-year-old woman who sounds like this and says, "I'd love to see you in your underpants. How do you like that?" That's very sexy, I find.
Oh, yeah.
It was a different time.
It was a different time. You know who else got into entertainment this week, though? Antifa.
Oh.
They time traveled back to the 90s. New form of protest.
Oh, dear God.
Oh my God! It's the 20-minute workout.
They're doing this near every ICE facility.
Oh wow! Like jazzercise.
You know what though? Good for them, man. Because some of these fat asses need to like get out there and
need to.
The problem is it's actually dangerous, and they realize that. That's why they did it, because everybody, well, the people who know about Antifa have an image of them. You've seen the news where they've attacked our federal officers, and they're trying to pull off the last few weeks this new image as harmless. You know, they wear these cartoon costumes, and now they're doing this ridiculous jazzercise.
I'd hate to be a guy in amongst all those women.
Well, there's no guys that are there.
No,
so-
Yeah. Nah. Yeah, I agree.
No real guys anyway.
No, not real. But we also had Big Mike is back.
Oh no,
Man, she has been going everywhere. You know, we gave the Obamas 2 terms in the Oval Office, and she just the last 6 weeks cannot stop complaining about it.
Oh, this
one, yeah.
Worry about it. Let me explain something to white people.
Oh, thank you.
Our hair comes out of our head naturally in a curly pattern. So when we're straightening it,
My hair
to
comes
follow
out
your
naturally in a
beauty
comb.
standards, we are trapped by the straightness. That's why so many of us can't swim. And we run away from the water. People won't go to the gym because we're trying to keep our hair straight for y'all. It is exhausting and it's so expensive and it takes up so much time.
She just can't
Bruh,
let anything go.
I can't with her. Look, man.
That's terrible.
Here's the thing, man. I felt good the first time I voted for Obama, right? Like,
Yeah.
the very first time, I felt good. I felt like, you know what? I'm pleased with my vote here, right? I have been regretting. I've been regretting that so much over the past couple of years, man. She is the absolute worst, man. And what makes it even, what pisses me off, I got one of my biggest pet peeves is when I hear black folks talk shit like this. That are filthy fucking rich, right? no cares in the fucking world, but yet they still want to talk about oppression, even though they're filthy rich, living behind an iron gate, right?
Yeah,
and not a
pretty
prison, but just like a gated community, right? She has very little to complain about.
$200
but yet
million.
all she fucking does is complain every time she's on an interview.
But it goes in waves. It goes in waves of verbal. It's like you don't hear from her for 6 months. And I know she started a YouTube channel. I think it gets, correct me if I'm wrong, he's like 10,000 views or 5,000 views per video.
Oh yeah, and
Like nobody watches it.
And she created that channel just to humiliate her husband. Because if you ever seen her show, every time she's talking, it's about how fucked up Barack Obama is.
Basically, I watched a clip from it. What's worse is this other guy was inspired from her. So he did an interview. I don't know who this is, and I know probably I should, but and so he explained what he's doing. If you haven't heard this, hold on.
Found the white family that purchased the first black wood of my bloodline off the slave ships in Charleston.
Yep, that's what we came up with.
So I don't play the whole damn thing. I'm just going to give you a brief Cliff Notes. He's talking about the fact that he spent money. He tracked down, he says, the family whose great ancestors bought his family. And
okay, then what?
Well, he wants to confront them and get something.
But he said he's got wood?
Yeah, that's his family's name. Yeah.
If I wanted to today, I could find the white wood descendants in southern Georgia.
Which he did.
And pull up on a fucking house. One day I will.
Yeah.
They ain't got no money though. I Zillowed they crib. They broke. Like, yeah. That's the thing we were talking about with slavery.
Well, what happened to all the white privilege? Surely, if this is a legacy of slavery question, those white people should be so much richer than the notably rich African American who's sitting there complaining about having been brought over to the richest country in the history of the world, where he now out-earns every person living in Africa. But apparently, no, the white people have no money somehow, in which case we're quite shit at our jobs.
But again, what is the point of this? We're talking generations removed, right? What's the point?
Well, because if you watch the last 2 weeks, you can track it from Michelle Obama. And again, that's another long-term video that I'm working on. You can track it with Michelle in the last 17 days. Ever since she's gone on this promoting her book out, you start seeing these videos where it says, it doesn't matter. I don't want to hear anymore if you say you don't own slaves or your granddad didn't own slaves. You have profited off of the white privilege that the white community owned slaves. So therefore you owe an apology or money to the community today, the black community today. So then this guy comes on and he's saying basically that he's stalked this family and he just hasn't confronted them yet. And he was later asked, well, you know, like, what do you want from them? Well, they don't have anything. They're broke. He goes, they couldn't even manage doing slavery right. So they were laughing at him and joking.
Well, I just want to say I've met Verbal and Derek in person, so I am an expert on the black experience. I just want to say that.
You know what the black experience is? The black experience lately has been victimhood. All right. No matter how rich you are, no matter how much money you got, no matter how well off you've done for your life, you are somehow still a damn victim, which is disgusting and it's sickening. And I'm sick and tired of watching this crap, man. Everybody's got to be a damn victim. Why? You got all of this money. You made it. You are living the dream. And Michelle Obama wanted to get up on there and start crying about how much of a it was so hard living in the White House. And it's like, wait, what?
It was.
What the fuck are you talking about? This is the shit that pisses me off the most about it. Is that we got all of these rich celebrities. We got singers, dancers, we got athletes, we got businessmen, we got doctors, lawyers, teachers, you name it. We have achieved the American dream. And yet and still these people still want to be some victim to somebody because it's just not enough to be, you know, successful. Nope, I got to be a successful victim. I just can't stand this shit no more, man. Just gets under my skin.
But also, no one told Michelle Obama to straighten her hair, right? That bitch could wear an afro if she wanted to, right? Like, no one told her to straighten her fucking hair.
Nobody gonna say nothing to her, man. Okay. Look, she could probably create a new hairstyle and everybody would start wearing it. All right, because she's the first lady.
She could wear fucking cornrows and nobody would give a shit, right?
Nobody would care.
She doesn't have to straighten her hair, okay?
But it shows you that money is not what they're after anymore. They're not after money anymore.
But you could make the argument that they were never after money. They were told that. I mean, it's very self-serving on the part of people in power. I mean, this has been sort of a Democrat strategy for a very long time. Creating a victim group and telling them that their own loss in life is not the product of their own actions, but rather just the product of other people victimizing them is a great way of keeping them powerless and saying only we can save you. And then you create a captured audience who is always waiting for you to save them, and then you always fail to do it, but that's because they didn't vote for you hard enough.
Why doesn't she look like Angela Davis?
Exactly. No one told her to straighten her hair.
No,
puff your afro out, girl.
You know,
I think so. I thought Angela Davis was pretty hot, actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
Pam Grier was always
Pam Grier. Oh my
Pam
God.
Grier.
Yes.
Pam Grier.
It is a shame that the decline in journalism and newspaper. If we still had political cartoonists, they could do something really funny with the idea that obese black ladies are drowning because of white beauty standards. That's fucking funny. Cartoonists could have a lot of fun with it.
You know what? The fact that she says some shit like that we don't swim because of our hair.
Oh boy.
Oh no, that's the least thing. I won't drive you crazy with him, but there was another clip from that very same interview where she complained about, what was it? She complained that being black as a child growing up around white people, where's this it? Here it is. I might as well just let her.
I think you can recount experiences, but once you've been elevated to a different
first lady
level,
you mean first lady?
There's a certain disconnect that happens.
Yes,
I've worked in a plant where a worker got elevated to a manager, and the manager kept saying, "Hey, I'm one of you guys," and all the guys said in the plant went, "No, you're not. You're a manager."
Right. You have different authority.
It changes. You have to accept the fact you're not the same on some very significant levels. If you keep saying I'm the same, and you're lying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the dynamic?
Is that, well, I was going to say, black people, we always got to keep it. We always got to keep it real. All right. Nobody wants to be accused of forgetting where you came from.
Look at Crockett.
So I agree, but that's the problem. We have that baked into the community. So now we still got like rappers and well, I shouldn't say rappers. Let's say athletes that have hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars still out there gambling like they, some hood dude. And it's like, wait a minute, man, you've already made it. You got $1 million, $2 million, $5 million contract. You're living in a big house. Why are you still doing this ghetto shit? Like, what is causing you to do all of this dumb crap? But that's what it is, man. They don't want to be accused, all right, accused of forgetting where they came from. They got to keep it real. They got to always do that. That's what it is. That's what drags these successful black people back to doing this dumb shit that Michelle Obama's doing. Saying this crap.
Thomas Sowell was always good on that point. There's the accusation of acting white, and that the shame of coming with acting white, which actually prevents it. But if you look at what acting white really entails, acting white is the reason Chinese Americans out-earn white Americans, and it's the reason Japanese Americans out-earn white Americans, and many Indian Americans out-earn white Americans, because it's nothing to do with being white. Lo and behold, the same people behaving in the same way with the same set of values, prioritizing hard work, homework at school, maths over sports, will usually perform better than people who don't do that. If you want to make it a race trait that black people don't do that, that's on you. But I think it's incredibly patronizing to most black people to say to be black is to not perform like everybody else, because black people are just as capable, and many of them demonstrate it every day. It's just for some reason there's a huge cultural stigma around it.
But Derek is very, very much right. I mean, I'm growing up where I grew up. I grew up, definitely in the hood. But, a lot of my family were college educated. I didn't talk like the guys who I grew up around. Like I wouldn't say the N-word at the end of every sentence. I pronounce my R's, that kind of thing. So,
you can say ask.
I was accused of talking white, right? Just because I could speak the King's English, they would call me white boy. And I'm just
really?
Like, oh, yeah, growing up. Yeah, it was crazy, man. And I'm like, so because
Oreo, they call you Oreo.
Use correct English.
Come on.
Right.
That was the thing,
properly.
bro.
They called you Oreo? Seriously?
Yeah, they called you Oreo. You were black on the outside, white on the inside. That's what they used to say. Because you tried to, comport yourself like a normal human being, and you got good grades, and you didn't get into violent acts, you didn't do all kind of crazy shit, but you were just a normal person, and you were called white, or you were called an Oreo, or you were given all of these crazy terms, and it's just like, are you kidding me? But that's the problem. That's the mental enslavement of the black community.
And here's the problem. Like the people who have made it, like all these successful black people, they never address the root problems in the black community, right? Like stuff like this. They never talk about that. It's easier to blame white folks for everything. Right?
Oh yeah. The racism is at home.
It is my fault.
White folks are the easy out.
Yep.
From accountability.
But it's also a class thing, which people talk about, and the left constantly want to make it a horizontal race thing. It's mostly classism, which didn't work for Marxists. So that's when they came after the race side of things in the 60s. But for instance, when I worked at Bob Shell Car Wash back in the early 70s, I was the only person of the gang there who was going off to university. Like I just worked there as a summer job. Everyone there was a lifer. So in an insulting fashion, they called me the professor because they thought that was a good insult. So this is also class-based.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's where they've taken it to. Well, this is how Michelle finished up.
Exposure to the high end of Chicago, and to access those places and not be accused of stealing, you realize very early on that you better let them hear you talk, or come in with the right LaSac case, or else you would be watched. And so I think I learned then that how you show up, especially when it comes to white folks looking at young black kids, that how you present can sometimes save your life. So yeah, I think I was learning that all throughout my.
Is she saying the way she dressed as a kid could get her killed? Am I miss?
I think what she was trying to say too is that there was a time when, especially like in corporate America, there were some stereotypes, right? And if you were black, you definitely had to beat the stereotypes, and you definitely had to almost, there's a term in the black community where you had to be better than the white folks you were competing against, right? And sure, maybe back in like the 70s and 80s, and even maybe up to the early 90s, that was the case. That is clearly not the case anymore. Right?
No,
like
it wasn't
it
wasn't like that way in the 90s. I mean, when I was in my 20s, it wasn't anything like that. I think, again, we say it all the time, but I think we hit peak culture in the 90s where everybody got along with everybody.
I agree.
There was no issue with anybody. No one gave a damn about anybody else. You do you, I do me. Good luck. God bless. Go away.
No, I do. I miss the days when all we had to worry about was who Bill Clinton was fucking.
Pretty much. This camera fainted again.
Like I miss those days.
I do. It's like,
Who was
where did he
Bill-
get his
who was
blowjob?
Bill Clinton putting his dick into this time?
Right, but you know what's funny about that? You saw, we're going to move on now, but you saw his daughter, Chelsea, come out like 3 weeks ago after Trump announced the whole, he's going to build the ballroom, this whole $300 million ballroom that he's having not the American taxpayer pay for, but private donors. And she's like, look at this. The destruction of the East Wing shows you Trump's ego and the way he wants to dominate American society and destroy it and wreck it. I'm like, you're talking about Trump building a ballroom is dishonoring America, and your dad was getting sucked off in the behind the like Resolute desk? Seriously? Like the tone deafness. Anyway.
Yeah.
We also saw that
she should be the last person
I
to talk
know.
about anything, man.
and even Hillary chimed in, the same thing. Oh, look what he's doing. I'm like, yeah, okay.
By the way, have you heard the I don't know if not rumor, but the conspiracy theory that and I find it's hard to believe just because it's Hillary Clinton. but that Hillary Clinton was a honeypot for Bill Clinton.
I've heard that before.
What?
Yeah.
Supposedly,
Supposedly Hillary Clinton was a honeypot.
How does that work?
because she knew how to treat a cigar.
Well,
oh wow.
I'm like, the term honeypot has lost its luster, man. Like, well, I can believe Kash Patel was honeypotted for sure. But
or who is that other that representative from California that just now found out has his permanent
Swalwell?
residence? Yeah, Swalwell, who had Fang,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bang, got
Bang,
him
bang, fung, fung. Yeah. What I found interesting is you talking about hypocrisy before we move on to comedy in Hollywood is that the last week and a half, the UN has had their climate change summit, COP. I think it's COP 31, it's called, in Brazil. And of course, DiCaprio is there, but he had to share something first.
This week, world leaders gather in Brazil for the first global climate summit held in the heart of the rainforest. Brazil is home to 60% of the Amazon, the lungs of the earth, and one of the planet's vital life support systems. Yet this irreplaceable ecosystem, like many others, is in peril. In the past 4 decades, 95% of the Amazon deforestation was driven by animal agriculture, cutting and burning ancient forests for pasture and feed.
Hold on 1 second. So he goes there with another 122 celebs, politicians on private jets. He also had his 300 gallon an hour yacht show up to meet him because he wanted to use it, which also has a helicopter on it. But he was talking right there about the deforestation, right? Well, for COP 30, not 31.
I think I know where this is going.
Yes, I think this is beautiful. But this is where a real journalist could actually, just pull this up and right in front of him and say, for COP 30 specifically, Brazil knocked down parts of the Amazon rainforest just so they could make a 4-lane highway to go to the summit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why no one takes these people serious.
Look at the destruction.
No one takes these people serious. Look at this shit.
They're going just to get to the climate summit. That's all it was for. So they wouldn't spend an hour and a half on dirt roads.
Well, it does
That's
look like
great.
it's an electrical path already. Now, my business partner is Brazilian, and I won't. He knows this story. Yes, while a good chunk of the Amazon has been leveled for beef and things like that, most of the stories that we've been getting up here in North America actually are burning parts of it so it comes back healthy. It's actually part of a program to prevent the Amazon from burning down. These are things they've been doing for decades that have been twisted by climate change activists that the right wing in Brazil are burning down the Amazon for all this agriculture stuff. And no, these are burns that have been done for decades to maintain the health of the Amazon. So the story gets twisted.
It does all the time. Michael Crichton used to tell a good story about Yellowstone National Park in much the same way, because there was sort of the proto-environmentalist movement under, I think it was Teddy Roosevelt, had sort of convinced themselves that the Indians who used to live there never did any kind of forest management whatsoever, and the white man can do it, but only in very specific ways. So like he would manipulate the animal populations in Yellowstone, for example, and say, well, he goes there one day and sees too few deer, so he introduces a bunch of deer, and lo and behold, it leads to the extinction of half of all life in Yellowstone. And then they reintroduce wolves, but then the wolves will get killed out. And all of this has these disastrous consequences. But one of the worst ones was that they decided Indians had never done controlled burning for forest management. So they stopped doing controlled burning for forest management. Lo and behold, all the dead wood and bracken builds up. And then about 60% of Yellowstone burns 5 years later. This is the kind, but it was all done in the name of environmentalism. But it's just because idiots who are meaning well look at something and say, this is an opportunity for me to show how virtuous I am. And then everything burns as a result of that. And we don't learn these, or rather, the people who like this sort of thing never learn these lessons because they keep doing it over and over again. Same thing is true with the Amazon. And there's a class-based element to that as well. What does he complain about? Oh, well, we've knocked down lots of the Amazon so the poor people can eat food. This is unacceptable. But building a superhighway so celebrities can arrive at a conference center, that's absolutely fine. Go fuck yourself. Stop it.
I agree. Go fuck yourself. I agree 100%. 100%. Let's take a few super chats and then we will move forward. Landman season 2 premiered today.
Yep.
You're up at 3 a.m. I haven't seen season 2 first yet. Steel Leg of I'm waiting. Steel Leg of History for $5. George, my mom and my family want to thank you and everyone for all your kindness. It helped me to get through this past month. Be blessed. Be blessed to you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. It's always great.
Also, I gotta say, props to Ali Larder for still being hot as fuck at like 55 or whatever she is. I mean, Jesus.
You know, she gets up at 4 a.m. to do that. We're going to cover that in a second.
Oh, she looks
4 a.m. She gets up at 4 a.m. for her gym, workout. Thing is there's also an article. She's having to defend Taylor Sheridan, and we're going to talk about that. Steel Leg of History gifted 1 George Giant Slayer membership. Thank you. Whoever was the lucky person, please thank Steel Leg. Great guy, and go check out his channel. Donna, member for 22 months, just sending my love and respect. Mwah. Love you back, Donna. Hope you're doing well and having a blessed week. Thank you for that. Razor Burn for $2 of my favorite rivet head. George, I smoke cigs because of my goth girlfriend. Yeah, see, me and you both.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I was blinded by one particular thing, and that's when I fell in love. Thank you, Razorburn. TGV Monster gifted 1 George the Giant Slayer membership. Great to see you, TGV. That's how to do it. Go thank TGV. Always a great guy. Bob the Lobster also gifted 5 George the Giant Slayer memberships. Thank you, Bob. Bob, always on target. Everybody go thank Bob. And Mark of Reality just jumped in. Thank you, Mark. Always glad to see you here. Always. He just gifted 5 George Giant Slayer memberships. Love it. That's how we keep growing. It's a beautiful thing. Everybody go thank them all. And Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle. One of my favorite names. Member for 7 months. 7 months. Groovy. Groovy it is. I like that. I like that. We move forward always. Well, here is a clip or a teaser clip from Landman Season 2, which, of course, if you're not watching now or you're going to be watching this later, I'm going to have to pull it out because YouTube always hits me with everything from Paramount. Just so you know, when there's a section not here, it was a clip from Landman Season 2. And see, YouTube didn't like Landman. Cameron fainted.
This business. You have to know the rules of the game before you can bend them. And if you don't, you'll lose all of it.
You know what makes the sunsets in West Texas so spectacular? Lack of water and dust. Two things that make living here unbearable.
Well, I will not lose the company my husband started 8 weeks after taking it over.
Why didn't you come to me?
I'm coming to you now.
It's too late.
Place hates us all day and then gives us this. I can't make any sense of it.
Not sure we're supposed to. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself. And it's about to come to a head.
How do you know?
Because I'm about to take it there.
I cannot rave about Landman enough. It was like Shogun for me. I love Landman. And there was a clip from season 1. If you haven't seen it, it's great. He basically is telling this girl who believes in the whole climate change, climate is going to kill us. He sets her straight.
Yeah, she's a woke lawyer from like New York. Thinks that all oil is bad, which is weird because she's the lawyer for an oil company. But yeah, the way he breaks that down to her is fucking. It's theater, man. Like it's amazing.
I have a piece of it. I only disagree with one thing he says in this, but everything else. Well, push up bra.
Your push-up bra.
I really like Billy Bob Thornton.
I mean, he's spitting facts, man. He's spitting mad facts.
He is. It's just that later he says we're running out of it. That's where I disagree with him. I think it's a base scene. Actually, I just didn't like the whole we're running out of it. But
I mean, that's almost debatable. I mean, we don't know how much oil reserves we have left. I mean, like there's only so much oil that we're going to get from the earth.
I don't know.
Cheap
There's
oil.
some-
No.
There's some studies that say it keeps
cheap
replenishing.
oil that we have available. That's
Maybe that would be better put, because there's new studies that I've read in the last 5 years that says we think we were wrong. It's not this whole. This is left over from millions of years ago from dead
It's one of
matter.
those very salutary things that if you ever want to sort of disabuse yourself of any modern scandal, any modern scare story, just look at newspaper headlines from 20 years ago about the same story. The North Sea should have run out of oil, according to 20-year-old newspapers 10 years ago. And we discovered another bunch of it, I think, 2 weeks ago, which is going to last for another 30 years. America didn't have shale gas when people were predicting that oil was going to run out by 1980. And lo and behold, you're now energy independent. Conceptually, eventually it will run out, conceptually, but it's almost a meaningless statement if you don't know, A, how quickly the thing is really, really made, and B, how much of it already exists. So, all these and the fact that prices keep dropping consistently as soon as you discover a new load, it's supposed to have now been prohibitively expensive to use because there wasn't going to be enough of it. And obviously something in too much demand and too short supply will become cost prohibitive. And yet you can get gas prices down to cents per gallon, whereas we in this country, purely because we decided we didn't want to use it anymore, have to pay about 15 times as much. And that is ruining the economy and the lives of poor people all across the United Kingdom.
It's horrible. And of course, you also had this week to go just in perfect timing. It's like with that COP, with that UN climate summit, Hollywood isn't the only one to reboot old ideas. If people haven't seen this, climate scientists again claim the Gulf Stream could be near collapse, predicting a new ice age. I heard this when I was a kid. Jimmy Carter was like, we're going to go into an ice age.
That was the thing. It was global cooling all the way through the 1970s. It was global warming all the way through the 1990s, thanks to the hole in the ozone layer. And then they couldn't decide which one it was, so they called it climate change.
Well, I don't care because it only affects Platoon. Like,
we'll
fuck
be
yourself.
fine.
I don't care.
We'll be fine. The new ice age will counteract the global warming, and actually everything will become roughly like England. It'll just be sort of mild and wet.
Look, I don't have anything against solar paneling and solar energy. I think that if we can find a way to utilize it where it's cost effective and it works, then
nuclear.
Why not?
Yep, that is the one. Nuclear is the one. It's been the one for ages.
And it works all the time. I mean, part of the problem is that you have to follow the money. And the climate industry now makes money for consultants and people.
Yeah.
And whenever something makes money, they don't want a conclusion. They don't want a fix. They want maintenance. You only get money from maintenance. You don't get money from successful conclusion to the event. So part of the, I heard one Canadian politician say something really good. Now, the part of the challenges with the Paris Accord is that it is incumbent on each country to meet targets. But this politician in Canada said, if we shipped and Canada's got a huge amount of natural gas, like just an insane amount of natural gas. They said, if forget about Canada's requirements for the Paris Accord, if we replaced all of China's coal-fired furnaces with our natural gas, we would change the planet. But the problem is we're not allowed to help China because that doesn't affect the Paris Accord that we signed, right?
Right.
Because it's based on individual countries' responsibility. But if Canada helps China, we could it would be a mammoth change to the carbon footprint. But that doesn't count to the people who hate petroleum in any fashion at all. You can't do that. You can't reduce a 90% problem down to a 30% or 20% problem if it uses this product that we hate, right?
Well, yeah, and that's the case with, like, you know, when you look at, like, because like you said, I mean, when money's involved, people don't want to solve a problem, right?
No.
I mean, we see that with the medical industry, man. Like, you think they want healthy people? You think they want people who aren't reliant on their pharmaceuticals? Of course not. Those are customers, man. So there's no incentive to solve things like cancer or any other illness. I mean, the common cold, right? There's no incentive because there's too much money. There's too many people making money off of people being sick. So
and there's the graphic design industry that all the logos made with purple or lime green would go out of business.
Yeah, right. I mean, no, but really, no. I mean, look, no. Honestly, if we're keeping it real, you're right. It even comes down to packaging. Even the people, like, down to the packaging, those people are getting paid, right? So there's no incentive for them to cure anything.
No, that's the issue.
You know, I don't think. I do think and there's nothing we can do about it. That we can't change it at this point. We do have an unhealthy reliance on oil. I will say that. But other than that, I mean, you know,
it's cheap, it's affordable. I mean, look, it's like I went the first time. I had never been in a Tesla before. I had to go somewhere this week. The car was in the shop, so I got an Uber. The guy picked me up in a Tesla. I was surprised.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, well, it was a little noisy, but it was sweet because I asked him a lot of questions. I'm like, why do you drive this? Why do you like it? He's like, it's a part-time job. We went through this whole thing. And I'm like, does it not bother you that you have to spend, I said, like, if you were to go from Houston to Dallas, can you do it on one charge? And he was telling me all the technical aspects of his car and the things he added to it. But he's like, he goes, yeah, I could go, but then I'd have to charge either overnight or go to a supercharging station for 30 minutes. I'm like, cool. But I take my car and 2 minutes later, I'm filled with gas.
But that's a use case, George. That's a use case issue.
Right.
If you're in the city and you're traveling 50 miles every single day, and you can charge at your home.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is no one should be legislating what you should be driving.
No, of course.
Buy what the fuck you want.
I agree with that. Freedom, buy what you want. But they shouldn't do it the other way. Because remember, they were trying to push where they were going to ban. Yeah, you can drive whatever you want. Your choice, always.
By 2035, the only electric cars should be sold. That's ridiculous. We don't have the infrastructure to do that.
Right. I agree. Yeah. You buy what you want. I enjoyed the ride. I will tell you, it was much more comfortable. I thought noisy as hell. I asked him, why is it so noisy? He's like, well, on this car, the way the windows are, they didn't do something, but I have an aftermarket.
You can get quieter ones, George, I can tell you.
Right, but it was comfortable. I was surprised. He was like showing me the screen, and then he was like, we also have the auto feature, and he's like, you want me to show it to you? I said, I don't mind, because he goes, people that he takes freak out, so they don't let him. Oh, you can show it to me. But I'm like, do you really trust this? Because computers break down like everything else, just like the car, but you trust it to drive you without touching it? And
it also depends on what you're using the car for, right? Like if you are using it like to go to work and back, you're from what I've been told, I have friends who own electric cars, and they said that they only have to charge it once a week. So I mean, it's not like a big deal, right? It's like overnight, once a week. That's actually pretty decent. Like that's not inconvenient at all. I mean,
like a friend of mine lives in Valencia, and he has to go to LA every day, and he has to charge it every night.
That doesn't make sense. Every night just to go
to Valencia. He goes from Valencia to LA where he works.
Right, but
that's like an hour and a half.
A lot, man.
Isn't that an hour and a half commute each way?
It shouldn't. He might have a defective car.
Maybe, I don't know, but he said he bought it because prices in LA were just too sky high for gas. He didn't want it, but
maybe he's driving a scooter, George.
I don't know. The point is, I did enjoy the ride. It was interesting to see it. I don't trust these automated drivers.
They have it in San Francisco.
I don't trust it. Come on, people screw up. You don't think how many times is a PC breakdown? That's not going to happen. I mean, I don't think we're there yet. I know.
You know what? I don't trust it either, man. Like I've seen these driverless cars, and I'm like, I will not step foot in one of them.
I would
at all.
Really? And what happens if all I know is, come on, your PC.
That shit might work at Disneyland. I don't know about real life, man. Like
on the road, maybe one day it will. Maybe one day it will. Would you trust that Platoon driverless?
I'd probably have to look more into it. Yes, I think in theory. I've never been in one, and I haven't really read up too much on how reliable and accurate they are. But they could have reaction times much faster than humans. They have the ability to take in more data from surrounds than humans do. They don't get drunk, which also helps not crash.
They don't look at their goddamn phones while they're driving.
Correct. I did tell you one thing I liked. He showed how many cameras on this iPad or whatever the pad was he had in the front console. Like, I think he's had 9 or 10 cameras. Like, it sees everything, and you could click it and look at I mean, like, you don't even need the mirrors. That was I really did enjoy that.
There's so many bad drivers out there. I would be happy if 50% of them were replaced by autonomous cars.
Yeah, it would probably actually lead to a much safer road environment. But that's a choice for people to make, and as long as it passes basic safety regulations, that's a choice they are allowed to make. The problem comes, as has been mentioned, with the attempt to force people to get them by distorting the market against diesel cars. So prohibitively expensive or any kind of stupid ban like Paul mentions about 2035 no more diesel cars, that's absurd, and you can tell it's been created by politicians who live in metropolitan areas because they don't understand what public transport isn't like where it doesn't exist in the countryside, for example, or any long journey. And then in this country as well, you have these mandates by 2035 no more diesel cars, and then everyone says, well, electric cars are really cool as well because there's no gas tax on them. But then a few months ago, they decided, well, fuck, we need to make some more money. Actually, we're going to now charge you pennies for every mile you drive in an electric car. So my mum's partner, who recently bought an electric car, is now looking at getting a gas car again because the price thing has just changed. Don't distort the market. Let people choose what's best for them, and that'll be fine.
Right.
How about a free market like it used to be? I think Greece has a target like California, 2030. I think in California it was 2030, and then no more gas cars. So,
for
Washington
me as a
state, same thing.
As a car fan, there's electric cars are they're fast but soulless.
It was fast,
and the thing is, my son is rebuilding a 1970 Datsun 240Z.
Oh God! Your son likes old cars. I love old cars.
And the thing is, the romance of that, and watching them rebuild it, and working on the engine, and I don't know, getting there's not going to be such a thing as a classic electric car.
Of course not. It's like a toaster though. But I will say, I was never into cars when I was younger. But for some reason, since I got on YouTube, I discovered a few channels, and I found that I have this big love for classic cars, and I found the perfect one that I like. It's like the 1958 Cadillac Brougham, Eldorado Brougham.
Okay.
It's a beautiful handmade car, yes, but it's beautiful. I looked at cars from the 40s and 50s and 60s. They were works of art. It weren't just a machine. They were beautiful. Anyway, Stingrays, Corvette in the 50s. Anyway, moving on to Landman. I found this funny video. I think it was just interesting. Especially, I'm a big fan of Sam Elliott. But it was Billy Bob saying some things which I found funny.
A guy from the Bronx can play a guy from Mississippi in the movies, I found over the years. But a guy from Mississippi can't really play a guy from the Bronx. There was a certain prejudice with Southern actors for a long time. And I actually did an audition once for a student film, and they told me I wasn't Southern enough. And I was like, it was about a guy from Alabama just off the turnip truck in California. And
because Sam Elliott is from California, and Billy Bob is, I think, from Arkansas.
I said, well, I actually am just off the turnip truck from Arkansas. And it's like, what do you mean? Once you're successful, I could walk into Universal Studios and say, I want to play Betty Davis. And they go, oh, that sounds like a good idea. And then when I was coming up, I couldn't, get a part as a hillbilly.
I just think that's funny the way he said it, because it's like straight face. It's like he seriously was like, I can play Betty Davis.
And so does Sam Elliott naturally have that growl, that Southern growl?
I don't know if he developed it. I don't know if that's fake or not, because I've never heard him not have it. But it was just funny the way he said it, because you got the one guy who was a Southerner, was being told he couldn't act, and then you have the guy who's from California plays the Southerner. It's just pretty funny.
You don't sound Southern enough.
Oh, me? Oh, yeah, I doubt it. I never thought I had an accent. Some people told me I do.
I can hear.
I can't hear it, but what's interesting about Landman is that Ali Larter, since Verbal brought it up earlier, is having to defend, or she chose to defend, showrunner Taylor Sheridan, because he's been getting heat from several groups that says he's making her a sex object. Ali Larter defends Taylor Sheridan from criticism for her Landman characters. He's a provocateur, she says. Get this off here. During the first season of Miss Paramount show Landman, Sheridan 55 faced criticism, which of course now I'm letting you know has been renewed, for sexualizing Larter's character Angela Norris, who wore a bikini or tight dresses in most scenes. And that's pretty much what it is. You have several women's organizations which are coming after the production, saying that he is once again objectifying women.
When has she not been a sex object? When has she not been a sex object?
Yeah, but they're saying that the way he's dressing her through half the show, she's always in something skimpy, or in the G-strings, or in the bikinis, or in the workout clothes. And they're saying, we're past that. You're taking us backwards. That's their complaint.
Is she okay with it?
She don't mind. She gets up at 4
That's all that matters. If she's okay, what are they so upset about? Like, let a sexy woman be sexy and flaunt her sexuality. Why are they so pissed off? Probably because they fat and ugly. That's the only thing I can think of, man. That's the only reason they mad, because they can't look like her. Just let her be sexy.
Amen. I agree with you, but
I'm telling you, this war against the sexy is insane to me, man. Especially when it comes to Hollywood. I miss, we always joke about the cocaine 80s, but I really do just miss when women could just be hot, just for the sake of being hot, right? Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason why they're hot. They're just hot, right? And it was okay. It was okay for a woman just to be hot.
I agree with you.
In fact, she couldn't even get cast if she wasn't hot.
It's not back then. Who is the comedian, the actress who came out this week after she lost all her weight? She was
what's her name?
Schumer.
Amy Schumer, yeah.
She was getting crap for it, and the people were like, "See, there goes body positivity." You had so many people.
Well, here's the thing, though. I will say this: I think she should get shit, because she was one of the main ones out there promoting, being fat is beautiful and body positivity and all this other BS, right? And what did she do? As soon as the Ozempic thing became a thing, she jumped on that train, and now Oh, and by the way, she deleted all of her old fat pictures off the internet. So she went the next step over, right? Like, not only did she lose the weight, but then she deleted all of her old fat pictures, right? So all of that body positivity stuff kind of just went out the window.
I for those of you out there, I have the complete Amy Schumer fat picture collection, because I'm into that.
Oh my god!
Paul has them
if you need a copy, I'll send you a disc.
Paul has them in a special file.
Damn, Paul, I never knew that about you.
Oh yeah, Paul's a notorious chubby chaser, man. Like,
damn,
I don't know if you knew that.
No, that is the first I'm hearing about it. Oh wow. On the flip side, Miss Body Positivity herself, not really, I guess in a way, starvation poster child would be best put it. Ariana Grande was at a premiere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Skeletor jumped in. There are now normal people having debates outside of being online. What the hell is going on between Skeletor and Ariana Grande?
Me and Nina have a debate whether or not they're banging each other.
I
say no. I hope not. But
they're finger banging each other. I don't know how she does with those long nails, but no. Watch this one.
Very carefully.
So a fan, I don't know if this is this in Korea, China?
This is in Singapore.
Singapore, okay. Look at her. She jumps. I understand your co-star, your friend, but it's just the body language. It's like, get off my woman.
Oh yeah, she's protecting her woman, dude. That's her bitch.
Yeah. It's just something weird about them. And then
Look, I think that whole thing is staged, man. That guy that did that, he has a whole channel or Instagram following dedicated to jumping on stage, running the field, like jumping on the field in like big events. Like that's his thing. Like, and I
don't know if it's staged, but I do think that's his shtick. And I think that it probably wasn't staged, but he's done this before.
He's done
like
it a lot,
many times.
Yeah, he's been out there. I could see them staged because they really haven't done much marketing for Wicked. You know, they haven't done a huge marketing campaign. So that's just, a little way of, letting Cynthia Erivo be the man.
Finger popper. Finger popper.
I mean, just protecting her woman, because it seems like they got something going on. I don't know what it is, but it does seem like it's a little weird, man.
They do have that video where they're picking lice off each other.
Oh God.
It's really creepy.
All we need is Attenborough to start narrating.
Hey, George,
right.
George, I put the link in the private chat because I just need people to understand, like, no one is making Ali Larder out to be anything other than what she is, man. And this thing I just put in the private chat. She has always been this person.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a good one.
They're sexualizing her.
Well, this is what, 8 years ago?
By the way, on the right is literally a whipped cream bikini.
Yeah.
That isn't even a real bikini.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. It was a Kardashian bikini. Yeah.
Just remember, I do have the chubby
original
Schumer pictures. Just want to tell you.
We will announce it. He'll have a link up in a little while for the Google Drive, and everybody can then, of course, go down.
I don't think feminism in aggregate has been a positive thing for humanity.
No. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
I think it started out as something positive and something good. Women couldn't vote, the whole deal, blah blah blah. But kind of like almost in a weird way, like civil rights. It had its place, it ran its course, and now we're just not living in that time anymore. Women, they haven't needed feminism for a very long time.
40 years,
a very long time. I'd say maybe since the early 80s, probably. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
While feminists right now are not doing a particularly good job of protecting other women.
Oh,
they're not biological women. Just getting back to our original topic, but I don't want to beat that with a horse.
No. But I have a clip of that. I'm going to show you in a second. But first, I want to wrap up Ariana Grande and finger pop herself. So this video, my aunt sent it to me. I'm like, you're like 77 years old. What do you know about Ariana Grande? She's like, hey, I'm hip. I'm like, we don't use that word anymore. It's okay.
No, don't tear off her arm.
Watch. See? The second anybody grabs Ariana Grande,
don't
finger
touch my
popper.
bitch.
I know, but watch what finger popper does.
Wow.
I'm just
something weird is going on. You're right.
But they do it in every instance. They're in front of a camera. It's just very, very off-putting. Plus, there's this video I want to show of an influencer. I've been wanting to get because Verbal and I talked about it, but I want to get Chato's, Platoon's, and DA's take on it. This guy went to prison for 6 months in France for doing this. He just got out, and he did it again, and they're going to put him for another 6 months. Personally, I think he should go longer. Stop. Hold on.
Was he like playing a Edith Piaf song?
No, Edith Piaf. He's an influencer who does one thing. Hold on. I have to get the video up. Now, it's going to drive you nuts. When I first saw it, I was like, no way, I'd deck the guy.
My anticipation is high now.
Oh, fuck. No.
was like a fake syringe.
Yeah, no, he takes a real syringe and sticks people with nothing in it but water. But he sticks
that could kill you, someone.
He just goes around sticking people to see their reactions. That's his whole.
Sick.
I agree. They stuck him in jail. He got out and put him in again, but it's like you got to do something different.
Okay, so this is some kind of illness. Okay, I don't need to see anymore.
Well, what do you think, Platoon? Because y'all had that guy. What was his name? Tizzy. Was breaking.
That sounds right. Yeah. And then there's is it Johnny Somali is another one, and then there's a whole bunch of them. Yeah, they have one trick, and the trick is to do something extremely antisocial and be rewarded for it by clapping seals on the internet. I believe Johnny Somali tried to do it in Japan or Singapore, one of the
South
Asian
Korea.
countries where they don't tolerate it and quite
They beat the
correctly
shit out of
imprisoned
him.
him. Which I'm all in favor of, and I think we should make that much more common. But then we don't very often arrest people for rape in this country, so I don't think arresting influencers is high on our agenda.
Wow.
No, it's not. But I was just wondering, because I think the person should go to jail after getting a big ass whooping. I mean, you think sticking people with a syringe? His whole argument was, there's nothing in them.
Doesn't matter. It's
violent.
It's also it's inciting behavior. It's the kind of behavior that will encourage idiots to mimic it with other increasingly extreme and daring acts. And young people in particular will fall for that. They'll try and emulate it and go one step further, and someone will get hurt. I mean, arguably, people are already being hurt in this situation. Yeah, absolutely. Very long prison sentences and lots of dropped soap.
If there's air in the syringe, it could cause an embolism.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
No. We need to bring back flogging.
Yeah.
Bring back flogging.
Singapore's doing that.
Yes.
Funny enough, Singapore does that, and they just added another one. I don't know.
Dude,
if
I still remember back in the 90s when Singapore wanted to cane that one kid for.
Clinton called up.
Yeah, for throwing gum on the ground. I'm like,
Yeah.
why can't we bring that shit back? Right? Like, let's cane motherfuckers, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
That was a real policy. Like they actually went out because this Lee Kuan Yew is the guy who basically made Singapore from scratch. Really, really fascinating guy. And Singapore was a really difficult country to make because you had such a diverse population of like poor Chinese people, poor Malays, poor Indonesians, like a whole mix of people with some pretty backward cultural practices. And he turned it within the span of 50 years into one of the richest, most successful and peaceful countries on earth. One of the first things they did was institute incredibly tough on crime policies to outlaw spitting in the streets, which was a major problem. People urinating in elevators used to be a problem. Then they installed a program in the elevator that if it detected water, it would just stop and leave people there until the police arrived. And it worked very effectively. And now Singapore is one of the most first world of all first world nations. Lo and behold, if you tackle petty criminality and you come down on it hard, it goes away and you have a law-abiding, peaceful society.
Beautiful society. One of the things is because, we've had Trump, this is similar, but Trump a week ago did the thing that he does every few months where he's like, he starts coming out for H-1B again. And the majority of the people, at least the ones that I've spoken to who voted for him, don't want H-1B. And I've oftentimes brought up using the Singapore model, which Lee Kuan had created. He's like, if a company actually, because he wants everyone to hire their own citizens. He's like, if you really want to find someone that's exceptional, if you have someone that's exceptional and they're not from Singapore and that side of the country, he makes the company pay, I think it was $75,000 or $100,000, basically a one-time tax and then a yearly amount to keep that person on the job. He's like, if they're really exceptional, he's like, cool, you want to hire your version of Einstein? No one's stopping you.
Go for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
Pay for it. And I was like, that sounds like a simple solution. Because that way it stops companies from going, okay, I'm going to hire cheaper labor and bring them in.
Yeah, no, if he's like legit Einstein, you're going to pay for it. Yeah, I like that. That's fine.
I was like,
well, people with real high in demand, high skilled positions where you struggle to fill those positions yourself. There's always arguments, and America has been very successful historically at targeting high skilled immigrants and bringing them in. But it's relatively recently that you've decided that any immigrant and they can all stay. And actually, H-1B is targeted at people in entry-level positions, which don't particularly benefit you economically. No. Japan and Singapore have kind of similar approaches in the sense that they are all for assimilating foreign knowledge and foreign geniuses. but they don't necessarily think that that transfers on anyone the right to citizenship, and they don't think the best way to do that is just to import masses of people unvetted. Both of these are very advanced, very knowledge-advanced, high-tech societies with way more stable societies than the United States currently has. Less, not absent concerns about, workforce participation, but it's much lesser there. You don't need very intensive minimum wage laws in lots of these countries because everybody's basically educated to a level. And the aspiration is that you educate your own people using the skills that you bring in, rather than just accepting that your own people are stupid and bringing in other stupid people who'll just be stupid for less money.
Right.
That's too.
I wish I could think like that.
Yeah, I don't like
the
what
problem
Trump
is
has done
the government's main priority is with the existing citizenry, no matter where they've come from. If they are citizens of your country and they've gone through either born or they go through the process of become citizens, then you have a responsibility first to the people who are in your country.
Your citizens,
not to the immigrants. I mean, you have to have programs for immigrants, and Canada used to have one of the best programs in terms of assimilation, teaching them English or French. These are all things that are important, but our present government has kind of forgotten who the Canadians are and what responsibility they have to people who are here and what jobs that they need to survive and the housing that we need. So it's this weird thing that, again, it's what is it? Gad Saad calls it suicidal empathy.
Suicidal empathy, yeah. Well, you have, I think it's BC. There's a province where a Supreme Court,
forget that's what.
Yeah, a Supreme Court judge in Canada ruled that an Indian tribe, gets to take over a land. You saw that?
Yeah, that has more to do. That's got more to do with the fact that the provincial and federal governments have been kicking down the road the negotiations of treaty rights.
I can't pronounce the name.
As opposed to completing them decades ago. No one wanted to deal with it, and now this is the result of kicking that ball down the road and not having the guts to deal with it. That's really what this is about.
Yeah, I dug into it. It says it's the longest court case in Canadian history.
It's just nobody wanted to actually deal with it.
The problem is the tribe doesn't want to kick the people. They just wanted, it says, what I found is the recognition that they owned the land. And
we have communities in Ontario where you can own your house but not the land.
Right. And he was like, but the people who bought it, they bought it. They're like, this is mine. You can't take it from me.
That's the problem of the government's not wanting to. They should have dealt with this decades ago. The treaty arrangements are there. Stop fighting it. I mean, this is our stupidity. With the people in power want to deal with ancillary things that really have nothing to do with the well-being of their constituents. They want to deal with like abortion or electric cars by 2035. Yes, whatever, something way out there that no one can conceptualize in any kind of way. That's just being a politician.
Gotcha. Well, talking about politicians means we're going to talk about comedy.
Aha.
So as I was mentioning earlier at the top of the hour, the original director of Naked Gun is not a fan of Seth MacFarlane's sequel. He totally missed it. He goes on to say, my brother, Jerry, and our partner, Jim Abrahams, started doing spoof comedies 50 years ago, and we originated our own style. And we did that so well that it looks easy, evidently, he explained to Woman's World. People started copying it like Seth MacFarlane for the new Naked Gun. He totally missed it. David noted that he, Jerry Zucker, and Jim Abrahams had a certain method to the madness with their original 1988 spoof of starring Leslie Nielsen, an offshoot of their 82 ABC series Police Squad. We had 15 rules, and I'm teaching them in the hopes that if anybody tries to do a movie like this again, they'll do it right. You shouldn't spend too much money on comedies. When you go through this whole thing, his big rule is you don't have big budgets for comedies. And because you're a comic genius, I'd like to know. What do you think of
that? Which comic genius are you referring to here?
You.
Oh.
Canoe Head. His big thing that he was saying is that they did all their original comedies on the cheap. and it was all about creation. But he thinks that Seth MacFarlane missed the boat and spent too much money, like big budgets.
That's not the only problem with the movie. The main theme of every Naked Gun was Drebin got sucked into a project that was way beyond his pay grade and capability, and then you just watched him fail.
Right.
And you had some fantastic sight gags. I mean, you know, in the first one where he leaves his microphone on and goes off and pees, right? And there's something called a comedy vector where, you know, if you're on top of the queen and her legs are spread and you're sliding down the table, that's a fairly wide comedy vector, notwithstanding her spread legs. And the thing is, that's what makes it funny. And the fact that it's all done deadpan. And in this particular Naked Gun, there wasn't an event that Drebin was in charge of protecting, right?
Okay.
With all his incompetence. That was what failed this movie. You need to have that really, really big problem that you're set against. The Pink Panther movies were very much like that too. So Clouseau was dealing with problems that were way beyond his pay grade and his capabilities, but he could do it. So yeah, this movie.
So big budgets, are they actually like a kryptonite to comedy?
What is?
Are big budgets like a kryptonite to comedy?
Yes. I think that saying necessity is the mother of invention is a really does work in comedy. The more problems you have, the better chance you have of using your brain to make them work. There's nothing that works better for comedy than running into a cul-de-sac, which is an impenetrable, spot on a mountain where you can't go any further. Well, you get together, you brainstorm it, and you come up with a funny way to deal with something that's impossible. Well, the audience actually feels the same way you do. If you succeeded to get out of a problem in a clever way, then the audience is going to cheer you on. And there wasn't any of that in the most recent Naked Gun.
What do you Monty Python's Holy Grail is a really good example of that. It's just like having no budget to hire horses. What could we do? Let's have a guy running behind the night clapping coconut shells together.
That's
it's
exactly
just
right.
Genius.
Yeah, but that they actually, you're right. They didn't have a budget for horses, and someone said, "Let's have coconuts."
So y'all agree with that?
I think big budgets are the bane of creativity. Period. Like, the better if you want a creative project, lower the budget, because then you'll get the best ideas from the creatives, because they'll find a way to work their way around whatever the budget is. I was excited when I heard that Clayface, that movie from DC, is only going to have like a $40 million budget. I was like, oh, okay, $40 million. This is good, because now they're not going to be tempted to go throw something CGI in there. They're not going to be able to. The budget limits them, but it's going to expand the creativity of the artists, of the people writing, the directors, the actors. Everybody's got to step their game up when the budget is lower. So I think that, if you have, look, comedy is to me, comedy is all up here. If you are funny, you are funny. Eddie Murphy can go out and do Eddie Murphy's Raw. And he's just a guy standing there with a mic and, some jokes, and he's hilarious and he's funnier than anything out there. I think that's what you need. You need people that have good creative minds and creative ideas. And those are the guys that are going to be able to, really bring out the best comedy, in my opinion.
Well, you had Hot Fuzz, and what was the other Edgar Wright movie with the guys? The
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Okay, those are two great examples of cheap movies.
Yeah.
What's the
but they also had Ghostbusters, which was one of the biggest. They spent more money on that than any other comedy movie at the time. But that was kind of a movie that got away from them because it needed that budget to do what was on that script. Right?
What about The Odd Couple? That was cheap.
Oh yeah,
two guys, an apartment.
Well, in theory, comedy should be cheaper than most movies, man. I mean, you really don't have to blow the budget on a comedy, man, if you do it right.
Part of the challenge is, and if you're bringing up Neil Simons, is that an awful lot of comedies in the past had already been worked out on stage and on Broadway. So when you had The Goodbye Girl, when you had the Sunshine Boys, when you have the movie The Odd Couple, these things, we knew where the laughs were already.
Right.
It wasn't just a bunch of university guys coming together, drinking beer and trying to come up with stupid shit or improvising a movie like Will Ferrell does. That was an era of one comedy hit after another, but we knew those, we know those projects were already going to work because they
worked on stage.
Live. Yeah.
Oh,
we don't do that anymore.
But we also don't have like establishments like, the National Lampoons, and like we don't have like those anymore. Like comedies are not
Mad Magazine.
They're I can't even put my finger on it. They're just not at the caliber that they used to be, man. And this might sound pretentious, but I don't think people take comedy as serious as they used to take it. Right? And I know it's weird saying, taking comedy serious, but for comedy to work, for it to be funny, you have to take it serious.
Oh, I agree.
And I don't think people take it serious anymore.
But what about what Man of War is saying here? He's saying, don't know if the budget is the correct argument in this situation. The budgets for the originals tripled every sequel. Naked Gun 3 was a $30 million budget 31 years ago.
Well, I guess that's because of its success.
Yeah, but I still think that you have like Kevin Smith. How much did he spend making Clerks?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. But it's one of the funniest movies, from that time.
Of that era, yeah.
Why?
Dogma was expensive, I think, wasn't it? Dogma was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dogma had a budget.
Dogma was, but I think Chasing Amy wasn't. Like he was going up and down with his budgets because it was just about being funny.
Same thing with Mallrats. Mallrats wasn't expensive.
Which is the one he did with Bruce Willis, where he actually said he had a studio budget, and that was his biggest bomb.
That was like the one. I forgot which movie it was.
You know what I'm talking about? But he says Bruce Willis he couldn't stand working with him, and that was his idol, and that he met him. And,
yeah.
But
comedies. We used to do so many comedy. I mean, you had The Lady Killers. You had
Stripes.
The Man in the White Suit. I mean,
Stripes is still one of my favorite with
Bill Murray and
Bill Murray.
Groundhog Day. Yeah.
I love Stripes.
Harold Ramis, right?
Yeah, Harold Ramis again.
Yeah.
Now, the issue is that if you stop making comedies, then you lose that muscle.
And that's it. We don't have any.
You don't have the people, and you don't have the producers. There's an awful lot of people involved with any kind of production. You just, you lose that ability to do it. There is something I am looking forward to: is Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Yes, we played that on Wednesday. Sam Rockwell
trailer looks great.
I'm going to play that again for anybody who hasn't seen it. But before we get to that, this movie is coming out now. I don't know where the hell this came from, but they're saying it's going to have the same success as K-pop Demon Hunters.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay. All I know is just my nieces go crazy for Labubu. They showed me this little ratty thing, and I'm like, "You like that?" They're like, "We waited months." They were bugging me.
This movie is going to do as well. This movie's going to do as well as the Garbage Pail movie movie did, man. Like that's what this is.
Do you know how crazy kids are for these?
This is 2025 Garbage Pail Kids.
Okay, well, that makes sense then. Okay, thank God. Because I'm like, if this fucking movie makes it, then I don't know what the hell I'm
There's
talking
no
about.
way.
Okay.
I mean, look, here's the thing. The way, for me, the only way this movie works is if you make it a horror film. Make it a horror film and it works.
Chucky.
Yes. Make it a horror film. And I'm in.
I would like that. That'd be pretty interesting. Funny enough, I'm going to play that real quick, the Sam Rockwell. Fletcher, can you bring that up? Go find that real quick. It's Good Luck. Yeah. What was it? Good Luck, Don't Die.
And then there's the British movie that's kind of a takeoff on
the Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey. That looks like fun. I just want more. I just want more comedies. Hollywood, if you know, I've got 2 screenplays. If you want to see them.
Well, have you seen the trailer for Nuremberg?
That was a nice comedy.
No, Russell Crowe actually looks like he's coming back.
It's not doing well though in the theaters.
I know, but his performance.
What's the biggest comedy this year? What's the top comedy that came out this year? Is it Naked Gun?
It's supposed to be, yeah, I think so.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Naked Gun.
Freakier Friday wasn't bigger. I don't know if Freakier Friday did more money.
Part of the problem in all of movies, and I've mentioned this before, is that we're seeing actors who can act, but I'm not seeing a lot of talent. Back in the heyday, again, I keep going. We saw people dance, play musical instruments, people had skills outside of just opening their cake hole. Now that's all it is. I mean, I just saw, if you want to get a good laugh, go look up Johnny Carson with Tim Conway playing Dorf, doing basketball, doing golf, like physical comedy.
We don't have that anymore.
I'm a sucker for that stuff.
We don't have it anymore.
No, we don't have the Marx Brothers. We don't have people doing physical comedy.
Here's the Sam Rockwell film.
Hey! This isn't a robbery! I am from the future! And all of this goes horribly wrong. I come from a future which is totally, completely fucked. And I'm here to set it right.
Are any of you even listening to me?
You look homeless, bro. Fuck you two. I come from a nightmare apocalypse. This is the height of fucking fashion.
What we're dealing with doesn't interface with reality.
AI? Isn't that a thing already?
It gets a lot worse, honey.
Who's joining me? Who's ready to save the future? The revolution begins tonight!
Good luck, have fun, don't die.
Excuse me?
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're in for a really weird night.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
It does. Sam Rockwell. And there is one more trailer we're going to watch.
Good luck, have fun, don't die. What a title.
It's a great title. Is anyone here a fan of SS Rajamouli besides me? Curious. RRR Bahubali.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've seen RRR.
And he even had one called Ega. I think I've watched almost all his films. It was called The Fly, but it's actually kind of like a dark comedy. Well, he is doing what he considers to be one of his masterpieces before he does the Mahabharata. Did I say that correctly? He is making a film, which is going to be 2 3-hour films, and he's filming it all over the world. It comes out in 2027, but he just released the first teaser for it. Where'd you go, you little bastard? Here we go. Yes, is that it? 1 second. Oh, here it is.
Make sure you stop a lot, boss, because it's getting claimed a lot.
Oh,
Yes.
Which one? The
Rajamouli.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do that. Thank you for that, Fletcher.
We need Jacques Tati back. Sorry.
I wonder why they're claiming that. He didn't do anything for RRR. Have you seen RRR?
I have.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. No, it's great. I love that.
Really good film.
This is a 3-minute and 40-second trailer, so we'll cut it back and forth. But it looks like to be just captions from his, what do you call that? The flashboard, the artboard? It doesn't look like a real trailer. Like anything from the film. That's just my take. I don't feel this is actually what we're going to see. That
looks like a giant burning shawarma hitting.
The majority looks like AI. Or is that just me? Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't. Any takes so far? Interested? Not interested?
I don't know what's going on. A lot of
Neither do I.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of energy and a lot of color, but yeah, it's not typically like any of his teasers or trailers before. That's why I said
of pretty looking location images, possibly made with AI, and then going back in time. I think the first date was like 521 BC, or well, no, they used the Cuck era.
I can't
CE
stand. Yeah, I can't
versus-
stand the CE shit.
No, it's dumb, but people like to use it. Now we're a few thousand years before, so I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't. This isn't giving me anything. It's just it looks kind of pretty. So
Yeah, it hasn't. I can't tell the story either. I'm going to show you some clips from the posters that he's put out, and this again isn't coming until 2027. It'll be 6 hours.
I can't tell from this trailer if it's good or not, but I don't know, man. You got like a guy riding a giant bull, holding a trident. I'm probably gonna watch it. Right? I mean, I'm probably gonna watch it, but
I trust Rajamouli. I've seen 7 of it.
I'm guessing like maybe the narrative is more obviously implied if you're more familiar with Hindu mythology and things like that.
Right.
It was like showing us basically just moving clips from the Odyssey with no plot information, whereas most of us would know roughly what it's talking about. I guess maybe it has the same effect.
But in a weird way, though, I am familiar with Hindu mythology. So like, and I'm still not sure where they were going with that. But here's the thing, man. I feel like at least with some of these other outlets outside of Hollywood, man, like they do take chances. Whether they land or not, it's who knows. But I've seen a few of this guy's movies. I think he's good at what he does. Obviously, no one's immune to a miss. So who knows? This could be like the biggest bunch of garbage in the world, or it could be amazing. But I think from that trailer, you really don't get a lot of, what this movie's even about outside of the cool visuals.
Well, is he traveling through time? It said hashtag time trotter at the end, so that made me wonder: is he a time traveler? Like, what's happening with that?
It's globetrotting and time traveling, but because Rajamouli has stated his entire career is focused on filming the Mahabharata, and so he needs the money to fully fund it because he says it should be about 4 to 6 films to do the whole thing.
That's pretty ambitious, man.
It's his version,
even by MCU standards, that's pretty ambitious.
But that trailer's not for us. That trailer's for his local audience.
Sure, no, absolutely. Now
they released it everywhere, so it was.
Is that considered Bollywood? That's not Bollywood. It's not a Bollywood movie, right? It's just an Indian film, right?
See, I don't. There's Tollywood,
there is a difference.
Hollywood, Bollywood. There's lots of them because I've covered Indian cinema every once in a while when something grabs my eye that I really like. And Rajamouli kind of has his own style. I wouldn't call him Bollywood.
Right,
others call him Bollywood, but
there are some dance numbers in his movies, but I wouldn't call it Bollywood though.
Yeah, I wouldn't. And funny enough, there's Tollywood.
Yeah,
there's like lots of little. But here's some of the characters from it. Like this is supposed to be a leading actor. Like it looks like Professor X in a way, like the Indian version of Professor X.
Yeah. It looks wild, man. So I'm in just because it seems like it's going to be like off the chain. I'm gonna pop a gummy and watch that thing all the way.
And hey, George, did you say this is going to be a 6-hour movie?
Yeah, it's 2 movies, 2 3-hour movies. Yep.
Wow.
2 3-hour movies, part 1, part 2.
Okay. Yeah, that looks crazy right there.
So just about the Bollywood Tollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So it refers to the language of the film. So Telugu film industry is Tollywood, and RRR is a Telugu language production. So technically it's you're welcome, everyone. I know everyone out there wanted to know that particular bit of information, so I researched it.
Because there was a great film that I saw, it's 2 years ago. It's called Canada, not Canada, but Canada. But it was a Kannada film from India. It was pretty interesting.
That's right.
Somebody brought up the Odyssey, and I found this clip online for it because I hadn't seen the teaser for it, but I didn't know.
I've heard some crazy shit about this movie, man. Like just how many hours of footage they have of this film already.
Damn it! Okay.
Mom, I must find my father, dead or alive.
To what far realm did thy thoughts set sail, Odysseus?
The Matt Damon thing is what throws me, plus some of the other cast. I don't know.
Speaking of cheap comedies,
did you see Matt Damon as Odysseus, or I don't know?
Was that him in The Stash?
Yes.
Oh,
You know what? I didn't see it, but I don't mind it. You know what? I feel like the cast, even with the inclusion of what's her name, his name, Elliot.
No,
Elliot Page, right? Like, even with that, I can get past that. My only problem is Nikita, what's her name? Lapita
Nyong'o.
Yeah, she's playing like a Greek goddess, or
yeah, she's playing Athena.
And she's playing Athena. Are you fucking kidding me? A Nigerian woman is playing Athena. What are we doing, folks?
I don't know if Nolan for the first time bent the knee for the budget. I don't know. It's just very odd.
Okay, but here's the thing, man. You got the craziest cast in the world. You got all the money in the world to spend, right? And you're Chris Nolan, who doesn't take shit from anybody.
Nope, not true.
He made the choice of casting a Nigerian woman to play Athena.
By any chance, do they still have those requirements at the Academy Awards for a certain amount of on-screen?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, but cast her for something else. Don't cast her for Athena.
I think the problem is it's a difficult, I guess, historical period to set in if you want to have anyone from anywhere, basically sub-Saharan Africa, because there weren't many sub-Saharan Africans in the Mediterranean at that time. It's the same thing. You still get people who complain when they cast non-Arabs to play people from North Africa, apparently completely oblivious to the fact that Arabs didn't arrive in North Africa for a very long time after sort of classical Hellenic Greek periods. It's a tricky time period to set. You almost, if you're going to do that sort of diversity, it almost has to be forced by definition. You could throw in some Persians if you wanted to, but they aren't quite as sexy.
No, I mean, you're right, though. It's okay. Look, I equate it to, back in the day, like when Elizabeth Taylor, played,
Oh, yeah. Cool. Of course, she doesn't. Yeah, Cleopatra. You're talking about
Cleopatra, right? But not just her, right? But all of the Egyptians were literally white people, right? It didn't make sense at all. And just like that didn't make sense,
right?
This Nigerian woman playing Athena does not make sense at all.
But does Tom Holland actually fit as Odysseus' son too? I mean, is he Tom Holland?
I look, man. I'm not a Tom Holland hater. I think he has a lot.
I don't hate him. I don't view him having that type of gravitas.
You know what I'd like? I'd like to see his chops. Like, I want to know Tom Holland can do something outside of Spider-Man, right? So I'm willing to give him the chance on this.
Okay.
What did he do? He did Nathan Drake. But
that was still kind of Peter Parker.
That was still Peter
I mean, at least the way he played him.
I trust Chris Nolan can figure out how to use Tom Holland most effectively. And if he's in the movie, it's like, okay, Chris Nolan knows what he's doing. I have more trust in him than the casting, but at the same time, he's the one that cast him. So it's like, okay, let's see what Chris got. Like, he's kind of earned it. But, if it was any other director, I'd probably be like, yeah, this looks good.
I'm out. Yeah, well, because you also have Bernthal, Robert Pattinson.
No, the cast is stacked, man. It's
it's absolutely stacked.
It is, but it's odd. His cast typically makes sense to me. Like I can see the dynamics. This one is just
these sword and sandal movies. Everyone has to speak with a British accent, or I don't believe it.
Richard Burton as Mark Anthony.
Well, listen, when I grew up, I
don't think Denzel did in Gladiator.
When I grew up, I thought all the Nazis spoke with a British accent.
Yeah, that's true.
What, they don't?
No, apparently it's German.
My thing is, man, like I am a big mythology buff, and for me, like even more than comics, I need things to be accurate. And something as small as that one casting can almost take me out of the film.
But it does. It's the same way Netflix did that Jada Pinkett Smith Cleopatra. Remember that grandmother was like, my grandmother told me that Cleopatra was black. I'm like, my grandmother told me she was Macedonian like the rest of us. What the fuck are you talking? Your grandma lied to you, twat. I mean, it's like, I don't know what you're smoking.
Like you know what? Even if it's mythology, let's have some historical accuracy here, right? Like, that's all I'm asking for, man.
A little bit, just a little, just something. I know.
We should never see Zeus with a jerry curl or an afro. You
Oh
know what
my
I mean?
God,
It's
Zeus.
like,
Come on,
you get
dude.
what I'm saying?
I think that was the worst role Russell Crowe ever did. That Zeus. To me, it
and
sounded like
Thor,
a French.
Love and
Thor.
Thunder.
That was a comedy, though.
I know,
Yes,
but
it
he
was.
like he was French, not Greek. Yeah, there we go. Charlize Theron. I think she's leaving along with Robin Penn, who just announced yesterday that she's leaving America. I'm like, okay, don't let the door hit you.
Yeah, peace.
So
What
you got
accent is Bernthal going to use?
That's
the
a great
Punisher.
question.
The Punisher.
Some New Jersey, New York thing or something like that. He'll be like, well, who was in Spartacus?
John Leguizamo. Come on. Like again.
Yeah.
Does anybody take him seriously? For the Odyssey? For the Odyssey?
Yeah.
And Hathaway, yeah. Zendaya, good looking, but again, she doesn't act to me for shit.
Okay, look, this is going to sound really horrible, but where are the white women at? Right?
Well, you got Charlize Theron.
Charlize, that's it.
And you got Anne
You got
Hathaway.
one.
She's
Anne
actually
Hathaway.
Anne
African.
Hathaway.
Isn't Charlize
Yeah,
African?
she's from South Africa. And when you got Samantha Morton. Well, you technically have Paige.
No, don't even say that. don't go there, George. I knew you were going to go there. Don't go there.
Ellen Page is right there. What are you talking about?
I don't know. But we do have somebody mentioned Denzel earlier. Was it you, Paul?
Me? No.
No, I was saying
You
Denzel
said-
in the Sword and Sandals doing a Brooklyn accent in Gladiator too.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that was
Because
hilarious.
the reason is because you
Yeah.
sparked something is yesterday Ryan Coogler announced what his next film is. It's with Denzel.
So you want your
Black
freedom,
Panther
man?
3.
Eh? You want your freedom?
You want to
You want to fight, huh? Okay. You want to fight, huh? That was like my worst Denzel impression ever, man.
That was pretty good. It was pretty good. I can't believe it that Coogler after coming on. That he's coming off of Sinners and he's doing Black Panther 3.
I keep thinking of Tony Curtis in Spartacus.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and how
really
his
is.
accent just shone like a beacon.
What about Kirk Douglas?
Kirk Douglas was fine. He was very neutral in it.
was.
But it was Tony Curtis who had that Bronx accent that
Spartacus. Yeah. I don't know. I did like that Spartacus when I was a kid.
That was a great movie. Oh no.
It was. But then you watch Gladiator, kind of changes things.
It was a movie of its time, including the plane that flew in the background in one of the scenes. They couldn't cut it out.
It's like you have Mel Gibson. I think he made a bad casting decision. He's shooting The Resurrection, the follow-up to the Passion of Christ, except he's not using Jim Caviezel, who I thought was magnificent.
Oh, he refused to do it.
Well, he changed the cast. He said they're too old, and he doesn't have the budget to do the de-aging.
But also, he can't get away with that because, from what I know of the Bible, it said that when Jesus came back, his disciples didn't recognize him. So you can say that he looks different when he came back to life.
Yeah. What about Mary?
He has an out with this.
Okay.
Right. He came back looking like Ethel Merman. See, that would be fantastic. There's no business like show business, like no business I know.
I still question the sequel to the Passion of the Christ, but we'll see. I mean,
that's now it's zombie Jesus.
I think no, it's resurrection. He's doing
Right,
that.
it's zombie
I think-
Jesus. He comes back from the dead, and his followers are the undead, and
should have called it something like Too Christ, Too Furious or something.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Whoa! Here we go. They're gonna blame the Jewish guy.
That's right. Hey, after he died, he's no longer Jewish. He's yours.
Oh no,
he's yours. We wash our hands of him after he's dead.
And coming next week, no. It's funny talking about. I don't even know how to. I was like, okay. So we did the Rajamouli. Oh, Hassan Piker. Oh, this is how
we need to talk about that.
I'm just going to show the
way to
cover.
kill the mood, George.
I know, because I thought it was important. It's a guy who This asshole, it shows you how desperate the left is. Because Variety put him in their magazine this month.
Yeah, they're turning into Kotaku.
Basically. And Hassan gives this, he does this they did a fashion shoot with him, an interview. It really doesn't matter what he says. It's just more of the same. Where'd it go?
Why is he in Variety? Like, what does he have
that's
to
the
do?
question I have.
What?
Oh, that's why I was going to explain. The fact is that this is how desperate the left is. They're talking about his popularity, his insight, his subscribers, his influence on the left. Is he possibly the left's version of Rogan, or is he one of the possibilities?
No.
They're looking
He's
for
not
the.
even close, man.
I agree with you.
He's a dog zapper.
Basically.
Right.
He is. That's pretty much it. The interview
So
isn't
this
really
what they're doing now. Instead of interviewing celebrities, they're going to go and interview like YouTubers and
Harry
Twitch
Sisson,
streamers
Sissy.
and
Harry
TikTok
Sissy will be
influencers. Groypers.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hassan is
because
an Apple
Fuentes
baby.
is becoming like, now everybody's talking about Nick Fuentes, and it's like, why are we? Man,
It's
and
the
now
number
it's
of
in Variety, which is wild. Like, this is an entertainment magazine website.
Yeah,
You
but
should be doing
remember,
entertainment.
they've talked about Harry Sissy before, and by seeing this, we're going to get him next. That's just the gut feeling I have. No fact.
I think he's too conventional and boring, Harry. So, he's fun to joke about because how obviously gay he is, but otherwise there's nothing hugely entertaining about him. Whereas Hassan tickles that thing that they sort of need. He says edgy things. He's quite unashamedly, at least what he thinks of a radical as being. And this is kind of what they want. I mean, they do this periodically. Whenever there's a very popular, seemingly right-wing news personality, they say, well, who's our equivalent of Rush Limbaugh? Who's our equivalent of Joe Rogan? Who's our equivalent of Charlie Kirk? Well, you had your equivalent of Joe Rogan. He was called Joe Rogan, and you lost him. So congratulations on that. But they struggle to manufacture these people because it's not really a genuine attempt for it. The reason people like Rogan are popular is that they don't toe a party line. Right. Rogan's quite affable. He's quite honest. He's kind of curious. He's not massively intelligent, but he's not telling Democrats things that Democrats want to hear. Right. He's just interviewing interesting people and having interesting conversations. It's quite a natural outgrowth. So they can try and astroturf Hassan Piker all they want to, but then they eventually have to come up against the inconvenient fact that Hassan Piker has platform terrorists, probably sympathizes with them himself, shocks animals, has endorsed basically every unpleasant left-wing policy position under the sun, and is currently to be found doing like a kind of Philomena Kunk does China, in the sense that he's just going around shilling for a place that he doesn't understand. The guy who spent the last several months going on about a genocide against Muslims in Gaza goes to China and takes the Chinese money, even though they actually have genocided Uyghur Muslims.
Muslims, I know.
If you're going to choose to suck the dick of an entire nation, pick one with fewer people in it. But
and a bigger dick.
Only advice.
I hear
and
a lot about
dick
Asians.
well, what's the point? Yeah, where's the fun in that?
Do you know what's funny about that? It's because how much he was praising China when he was there. He's like, I'm not patriotic. Not as an American, not in any country, but I love China. And then he got stopped by Chinese officials so they could check his paperwork, check his phone.
Isn't he trying to film in Tiananmen Square or something?
Yes, he was.
So do you think Variety accepts bribes?
Who knows?
No,
From the right people.
like, the point is, in terms of the Variety audience, Hassan's biggest audience is on Twitch, which is about 3 million. Not a single Variety reader
is on Twitch. Right.
His audience on YouTube is half that. So yes, Variety audiences do watch YouTube, but I'm pretty sure they're not watching Hassan and his idiocy on YouTube. So what is the point? Most of the big stars have like tens of millions of followers on Instagram and YouTube compared to Piker. So if you came to me and said, oh, he's got 50 million viewers, subscribers on YouTube, then I could kind of agree that maybe Variety should do a thing on him, but he's nowhere close. I don't understand how he came up on their radar. Can anyone tell
Yeah,
me?
Is it a puff piece? What is the? What are they saying about him?
The primary piece. It is a puff piece. They're primarily trying to anchor it from the perspective of, this is my take from it. Has the left found their Rogan, the voice of their people? Because they started off with that he says Charlie Kirk was not killed by Israelis.
Right.
That's how the piece pretty much starts. They're in a restaurant. He turns around, the reporter's with him, and he asks the waiter, who do you think killed Charlie Kirk? And the waiter's like, the Jews. Israel did it. And he's like, see? He goes, I don't believe that. He goes, I think it's insane. But he goes, you see how it spreads.
Right.
And he's talking about that.
I watched your show. You're the one who saw it.
Yeah. So that's how they introduce it. But when you start reading it more, it's like, well, Hassan stands for this, and he believes this, and he's always believed this.
So it's
and
like a way of introducing Hassan Piker to the variety crowd. So maybe this is a way to mainstream him a little bit more.
They will almost certainly try and moderate his positions on every single issue. So they'll begin by saying that this guy, unlike the evil right wingers, this guy isn't an anti-Semitic nutter. Hassan Piker is not an anti-Semitic nutter. They'll try that. And then they'll go on to list all of the things that, and they'll make it sound like baseline, like tolerable social democracy. Oh, Hassan just believes in free healthcare. You know, Hassan just believes in equity and everybody getting their fair share. It makes Hassan seem way more tolerable to a mainstream crowd. The problem with that, it will always come from the fact that everything he said is on the record. So as soon as anyone actually pays any attention to him, God forbid that they should, they'll realize what he actually thinks. They're just, on the one hand, they're trying to make him more acceptable to an establishment audience that has no leading figure. And on the other hand, there's just the money grubbing aspect of Variety being able to stick Hassan Piker's name in their articles. So when people search for Hassan, they will find Variety. And hopefully some of his audience will come over to them because they're flagging.
Yep. Right, but it's odd how they're putting Variety used to stand for something. They have a brand name.
Well, except I will guarantee you that he hired a PR company, and the PR company got him into Variety.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This is not Variety's news division.
Well, he went to some kind of New York Film Festival.
It doesn't matter.
Which they said that
got a PR company.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you.
A PR company that had got him into Variety.
Half of the other point is how supportive he was and instrumental in getting Mamdani to win in New York, because he supported him fully.
Which was fucking hilarious. Hassan turning up at that election party and saying, I don't need to prove to anyone that my politics works anymore. I can just point to this. It's like, no, your politics still doesn't work. It's just a lot of stupid people vote for it. That's always been the case. And you can't always have the good luck of running against a militant sex pest who killed more grandmothers than the flu, in the case of Andrew Cuomo. So it still doesn't work. But when I said Rogan isn't particularly intelligent, I'm almost saying that as a compliment, because this article will be trying to portray Hassan as quite a thoughtful, thought-leading type of progressive.
It is.
Rogan doesn't need to do that. That's not his appeal. His appeal that he is a normal human being who asks questions that normal human beings ask of people and listens to the answers and has kind of conventional opinions. The more you try and puff up someone like Hassan and say, this guy's actually, like, he's one of us, but he's also really intelligent. He knows what he's talking about. He's a thought leader for the progressive movement. The more his quite blatant stupidity will undermine your narrative.
100%. And the fact is they kind of, to go along with what you just said, they try to back it up and look who has called him out. They were talking about Cuomo, how he kept attacking Hassan Piker. Here you have a former mayor who, look at him, what he was doing. He was calling out Hassan Piker, blaming Hassan Piker. So they were elevating him. Again, they're trying to elevate Hassan. Very,
it'll be funny to watch it all crash and burn, though. So, you know,
because if you do 30 seconds of search on X or Instagram, you're going to find any number of his videos where he's saying, tell the left to go slice him and dice him, or kill this senator, or kill that. This is, again, not me. I'm repeating what Hassan Piker's saying. I mean, his videos, I understand half of it's BS, but the guy supports terrorists. He openly states it, except to him, they're freedom fighters. And he shocks the shit out of his dogs. Animal abuser. Anyway, I think that pretty much wraps it up for today. We covered, the last thing, I was curious because I saw people were posting about it. Did y'all see what happened? That the #1 country song last week was by AI. It was the #1 country song on Billboard.
Terrible. It's a terrible song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't hear that? Yeah,
I
here.
didn't
I
hear
hadn't
about
heard
it.
that at all.
Hold on. I was surprised. I'm like, already? We're already going through this? A little bit shocked by it. Where did you go? There it is. This is the song. It was #1 on Billboard.
Oh, don't promote it.
No. I want them to hear it for a second. It's AI. I think it's crap. I don't think
it's terrible.
I don't think anybody is gonna think.
Oh yeah.
Been beat down, but I don't stay low. Got mud on my jeans, still ready to go.
That's pretty much it.
This is if you ask somebody who doesn't listen to country like me to sum up what country music is, it's this. It's like it's just the cliche.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It sounds like country, and AI does the best job of mimicking country of all genres.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of these AI songs. A lot of times it's like R&B music or like soul music from like the 70s or 60s or something, and some of them actually sound like they could have been real songs. I mean, they're actually not bad, but I hate that we're in this time period.
It went #1. Explain that. That's what I wanted to.
Blame country music listeners.
It also shows you where the state of music is right now.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's that bankrupt? Because I listen to all my original music, 70s, 80s, 90s, classical.
Okay.
I listen to real
only
music.
10% of the traffic on not Shopify, Spotify comes from the new stuff. 60 to 70% comes from the music from the 70s, 80s, 90s. This is the problem. And this is the challenge too, in terms of artists coming up with something that is as interesting as Close to the Edge or whatever you want to, Rory Gallagher or some other classic. Is the problem is that we have access to the best of that era. People now can't duplicate what came from that era, whether it's George Benson or whatever it happens to be. So why not listen to the originals?
But you also had like real producers back then, man. You had guys like Quincy Jones. People who can really put together, music, man. I honestly, here's the thing. I mean, for good or for bad, anyone can create music now. Anyone could put out a song and it could do well, right? Music is just hollow though. It's just all
There's no soul to it
today. There's no soul to it at all. But here's the thing. It's hollow music for a hollow generation, right? I mean,
you think they'd want to fill?
If we're being honest,
nasty.
So then tell me why.
If we're being honest, I mean,
so then why are the kids singing that damn song from the movie?
Because they're hollow.
The K-pop Demon Hunters, they won't shut up about the song.
I like those. Those are good.
K-pop is a different
I haven't heard it. No, I haven't heard it. I haven't seen it. I'm just curious because it's everywhere.
Well, K-pop is a different thing. It's its own thing. And
does it have soul?
Well, here's the thing. I think you know what it is, George? People our age probably wouldn't understand K-pop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can accept it's probably beyond my understanding because it's not about my time, right? This is like a current thing that, well, somewhat current, I guess. It's a current thing that the kids have latched onto. I've heard some of the music, and honestly, some of it is not bad. It has a danceable beat to it, But at least even with K-pop, like for the most part, from what my knowledge, it's someone's writing and playing and performing it. It's not AI. So I mean,
it's better than So DA, to you, does it have soul? Because you've seen K-pop.
I always keep saying this. Like, to me, when I listen to K-pop, the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack, it reminds me of like 90s R&B. It just kind of has that same feel to it. And the lyrics, they have some meaning to it. Based on what's going on in the show and then what's going on in, young kids' lives, like Dante said, what they're dealing with today. So that's why it's caught on. It's catchy, because K-pop, again, comes from Korea. I've said this many times, like they understand how to capture today's generation. And so that's why anime blows up. That's why K-pop blows up. All of this stuff is getting bigger and bigger because the East is actually trying to do something original, and they're trying to tap into the younger generations. They're not just saying, well, let's just go ahead and remake something, or let's give them some, old music. My kids don't even listen to today's music. My kids listen to my music. All right. They listen to 80s and 90s hip hop. That's why I'm like, why are you guys listening to what? You don't like the hip hop artists of your generation? They're like, nah, we don't like them. We like what you listen to. So it seems like in the West, like there's a whole generation of kids that they've lost, when it comes to entertainment. And so they keep trying to go back into the past. And, okay, we'll remake something, we'll reboot something. But, K-pop Demon Hunters is the biggest, movie of the year. So that should tell them, oh, okay, kids want something, especially in that generation. They want something for themselves. They want something new.
But the other thing I keep saying, man, no matter what platform I'm on, is I get it, man. AI is frightening and it sucks, but there's no stopping it at this point, man. Like you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. Whether it comes to movies, whether it comes to animation, whether it comes to music, right? I mean, AI is here. There's no stopping it now.
Well, you have Michael Caine and Matthew McConaughey this week signed their digital rights. Yeah, voices over, and they're going to be. By what I was reading, they're also going to sign their the facial rights. So,
well, you know what though? If you're Michael Caine and you're like 90,
but they're the first.
Why not? Why not do it if you're like 90 years old?
I didn't expect it from him. I didn't expect it from Michael Caine,
dude. I mean, at that point, it's just a paycheck, man. It's like you don't have to work.
That'll feed his family. Yeah, he'll be able to take care of his family for years. James Earl Jones did the same thing.
But there's no stopping it, And I know there's a lot of outliers out there and a lot of people who are fighting the good fight of not letting AI take over the film industry. My thing is, you're fighting a losing battle. Like you just are. Like there's no stopping this.
Well, George Clooney again spoke to Variety as we wrap this up. Now I'm not going to bring it up. I'm just going to summarize it. And he was saying like AI is going to have the same difficulty that Hollywood had. He goes, "What makes a star star? You can't just program one." He goes,
but here's the thing: no one cares about stars anymore.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
what's his point? like here's the thing: there's no bankable stars anymore, right?
Cruise.
Like who's bankable?
Cruise.
Well, no, I mean, like
Brad
the last
Pitt.
Mission Impossible didn't do that great, man. I'm telling you, there's no one you could point to and say that person is going to put asses in seats. You can't do it no more.
But you don't think that was just an exception for him?
F1 was the first movie that made money that Brad Pitt was in.
What about
that's
Troy?
crazy.
No.
Legends of the Fall, Troy.
Nope. F1
Seven?
is Pitt's most successful movie.
Okay.
Well,
even
he was the star. Ocean's 11, I'm sure that made money, right?
Yeah, because they're doing Ocean's
I know
14.
he wasn't the lead. I think you're meaning the lead actor. Yeah,
right.
You might be right about that because I can't think of one off the top of my head.
There's no bankable star anymore. So George Clooney could talk all that shit, but it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. Good place to wrap up. Let me read these super chats and we're out of here. Flying blind on a rocket cycle for $5. At this point, we just need the one reporter to ask Bree, is this the gayest Mario movie ever?
I like Bree. I like Bree.
Bigfoot Bree. Yeah, she started a YouTube channel.
Those can't be her real feet, man.
They are her real feet. Bigfoot Bree, are you kidding me? Man, those are like
that's insane.
She got some wild feet, man.
And guess what? This is what
I've never seen feet like that.
This is what's funny. I had posted under Drinkers because he posted about Grace Randolph, and I think he said, I can't remember what he said, but he was like, he made this really sarcastic, funny comment. It was about like you're not supposed to tear women down or something like that, or like you're anyway. But I was like, Brie Larson is about to learn what real Hollywood Hunger Games are about, because her next co-star is Meghan Markle.
Oh God, no.
Yes.
Oh,
it's in an Amazon production.
You reached the bottom when your co-star is Meghan Markle. Honestly, that's the equivalent of like back in the day. You find out your co-star is Eric Roberts, man. You fucked up somewhere, right?
Wow.
You fucked up somewhere.
Eric Roberts. Yeah, that means you got the discount Julia Roberts.
Yeah, you fucked up somewhere if you're co-starring with Eric
That's
Roberts.
Mean. Oh my God. Verbal. That was really mean.
I love Eric Roberts. I'm just saying, but you fucked up back in the day if you were co-starring with him.
Yeah, here it is. It's like I goes like, wait till Grace Brie Larson sees. There it is. Meghan Markle returns to acting after 7 years for new Lily Collins and Brie Larson movie.
Oh no, poor Brie, man. First defeat, now this.
I know.
Like,
and
man.
Meghan Markle's got some Bigfoot bunions going. They're going to have a big competition there. Mr. Buttcrack Media, great to see you, my good friend. A member for 22 months. Hail, George, and all on the panel and the chat, too. Yes, chat's amazing. Thank you for that. Mark of Reality for $5. I like the scene where she yelled at all the other lawyers and said, "You think they hired me because I'm pretty?"
Yes, absolutely.
That was a good one. Blitzen for $10. My brother-in-law works in offshore rigs. He just tapped 2 reserves with about 500 billion barrels. Cool. That is hard work. A friend of mine used to do it. A roommate of mine used to do it in my 20s. He would take off for a few months at a time, make a shitload of money.
Work the oil rigs?
Oh, yeah.
That's a dangerous job, man.
It was. They sent him all over the world. He enjoyed it, though. He was a cook.
Oh,
he was a cook. Mark of Reality for $5. Tell him, Verbal, you can give up the ghost from solving cancer faster than you will from cancer. Wow. Eric K for $5. A few farms in California capture the methane from animal poop and run all energy needs plus more. They use generators that run off the methane. Didn't know that. Thank you. King of the mods. Always got insight. Flying blind on a rocket cycle for $5. One thing with budgets is actor salaries. Repeated success can potentially drive up salaries.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I see that on a lot of television shows. Like after they go a few seasons, that how they balloon. What was it? The Friends cast, didn't they get
$1 million each?
$1 million each. Wasn't Frasier the same?
I think that was the first time that ever happened.
Yeah.
Right.
That's great.
Well, didn't it happen with Seinfeld too?
Was Seinfeld? Did that happen first with Seinfeld?
I don't know. I'm asking. Friends? I thought it was Seinfeld first.
I don't remember who got $1 million first.
And then Frasier
as a cast. I mean, not like as a star, but
I think it's the entire cast. Yeah, that Friends sort of stuck it out with each other. All the actors said,
"You mean they
all or nothing?"
Oh, I got it. I didn't know that. So they bargained, like they did their little collective bargain.
Gotcha. Yeah, they made a united front and said, "Hey, you pay us all the same," or yeah.
Yeah, we want to get as much as Lisa Kudrow is getting.
Was she getting the most?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, she's screwed. Yeah, of course not.
The on Family Ties, the lead actress, who was supposed to be the star of the show, had a clause in her contract that she would not make anything less than anyone else in the cast. So when Michael J. Fox blew up, her salary matched his.
Ooh, nice. Oh, Justine Bateman?
No.
Teeny Others. Or no, the mom, right?
The mom. She
Yeah.
was the star of the show initially.
Yeah.
Family Ties?
Yeah.
I thought that was Michael J. Fox was the star.
No, he was an accidental star.
Yeah.
In fact,
wasn't crafted for, so it wasn't written for. Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Nope. He was just sort of comic relief as the right-wing son. And even Brandon Tartikoff, the head of NBC, said when Michael J. Fox was hired that he would never get his face on a lunchbox. And at the end of the first year, Michael J. Fox sent a lunchbox to Tartikoff.
I like that.
I met Tartikoff. He's he
Nice
wasn't
guy.
the kind of guy who would be angry at that.
That's cool.
That's good to know.
Tartikoff was great. Was one of
Yeah,
the
there
guys.
were a lot of those situations, man. It's kind of like with Family Matters, right? Like Urkel ended up becoming like the biggest thing on that show, and I have to assume it hurts the egos of the people who were supposed to be the star. Oh, the same thing happened with Taxi, right? Like
oh God, yeah.
Judd Hirsch became the big star, and I forgot who the actor's name is. The one from Grease. But he thought he was going to be the lead of Taxi back in the 70s.
Oh, you're talking about one of the hair guys.
I can't remember his name. The guy from Grease.
He's forgettable. That's
yeah.
Why.
But he thought he was going to be the star, and Judd Hirsch became the big name on that show. So
Meredith Baxter Burney.
Yeah, that's her name.
That's from Family Ties.
Wow. I totally forgot about her.
Also, though, smart move on her part, man. I mean, she banked and won.
She sure did.
Andy Kaufman.
Michael J. Fox was the surprise breakout star.
And I didn't know that. I thought it was written for him to break out. That's how I always thought. Nope. Thank you for that.
Nope.
Did not know that. Yeah, it was Danny DeVito and Kaufman broke out from Taxi, if I remember.
Yeah, they were like the breakouts, but I think going in,
it was Hirsch.
Yeah, Hirsch was
Gotcha.
Hirsch ended up becoming the star of that show.
Who was the guy who became Doc Brown? His name I always forget.
Chris Lloyd.
Chris Lloyd.
Yeah.
Chris Lloyd. Yeah.
Some funny scenes with him in Taxi. Holy smokes!
Oh yeah, his hair and the way he was hilarious.
He was Kramer before Kramer.
Yeah,
he was. And Kramer killed his own career. And Kramer killed his own career.
Dude, here's the thing, man. And you know what? Not Kramer. Michael Richards is he's a great example of just because you're funny on TV doesn't mean you're going to be funny in stand-up.
No.
Right?
Agreed.
It doesn't always translate.
I've killed my career by being on this just now.
That's love for you. Eric K for $2. Go all out and have Elliot Page as Hercules.
I would pay to see that.
I would
Might as well.
You know what hurts about that though is that Ellen Page was a cute girl.
Oh
man.
my!
Yes,
she was a cute girl,
and she looked happy. Have you ever seen?
Happy? She smiled. You know.
I liked her in Juno.
Yeah, she was also in Inception. I liked her in Inception. In Inception, she was very good. Steal Leg of History for another $2. Blame the country stations, not the fans. Call Mecto. Yeah.
Call me Chato.
Call me. I didn't. I'm going dyslexic today. Call me Chato. Thank you for that, Steal Leg of History. And Shanatsky for $2. Check out Carpenter, Brute, The Proto-Men, and Perturbator. Perturbator. Yeah, Perturbator.
Well, to preterbate is to fart. That's the
I will check it out.
Latin word for farting is preterbate.
Jason Webster for $5 Australian today. There are too many films and music that produce for audiences and listeners the same results as Miralax or Metamucil. Yeah. Sadly, that's why we look forward to something like Landman or Tulsa King and the mayor of Zeitgeist Ruminator for £5.
Dude,
by the way,
it's insane to me that Paramount lost Taylor Sheridan, man. Like that guy is a hit maker. I don't know
he
what
wanted $1 billion. He wanted $1 billion, and he wanted everything that. When I was digging into it, he wanted to have everything automatically greenlit. And Ellison
you know what though?
Was
it's almost like a safe bet though.
Right, but he said we have to go through it, and
I would never have accepted that deal.
Peacock did. They said whatever you want.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, they're desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, why would you automatically greenlight it? How do you know?
A bad deal's a bad deal. I don't care.
No, you're right. You are right.
Yep, Zeitgeist Ruminator for £5. By the way, Eric Roberts has the highest amount of movie credits. He's in the Guinness Book of Records.
Wow. Oh, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he's
B movies, lots of B and C movies.
All I can tell you is
he's the B movie king, man.
B movie king. I saw him 2 months ago on a commercial for a Houston appliance company. Call Tech 10 something for your blinds and your plumbing. I was like, that's Eric Roberts. I turned, I'm like, that's Eric Roberts. What the hell is he doing in this little?
Oh, he has no shame, dude. There was a string of Mariah Carey videos back in the early 2000s that he was a main part of. So I mean, he will not turn down a role.
Right, but come on, it's Eric Roberts. To see him in that commercial, I was.
Hey, money's money, man. Same with Sam Jackson. Samuel Jackson never turns down a role.
By Sam Jackson, he was in the last Tulsa King episode, by the way, that came out today. Just so you know. Cool. All right, let's go around the horn. Little Platoon, thank you so much, my friend, for coming back. Thank you for
having me.
You were just here a couple of weeks ago. Always a pleasure to have you. Have anything you want to share that you're doing coming up?
What have I got coming up? I think Predator Badlands is getting a short by my standards video, which I need to have finished tonight, so that'll hopefully be out tomorrow. And after that, I don't have a clue, but there might be something else this month.
Wonderful.
I have a question of Platoon. How long does it take to render your videos?
I have a really, really, really stupid PC. So not too long. Single biggest investment I ever made, but it was worth it because once upon a time, my old laptop would have taken probably 2 days to render one of my videos. This one will do it in an hour.
Sweet. Sweet. That's beautiful. And call me Chato, my good friend. Thank you for coming back.
It was wonderful to be here. Hopefully I wasn't too obnoxious.
No, just the right amount.
Okay. Well, I have fun with you guys. You guys are great. It's
I love it.
It's really, really fun to be here. Yeah, I'm usually doing my usual stuff. Just go to Call Me Chato or Appalling News, one or the other.
Which Megan Kelly took from you, right?
Yeah, Megan Kelly appropriated my slogan,
really?
Men make the best women. I was completely shocked.
What are we going to do about that?
I think you should. Everyone out there needs to get onto Megan Kelly's case and tell her that is the
she violated
the property of Appalling News. Megan Kelly has violated me.
She owes you a check, is what you're saying.
She sure does.
Or an interview, a shout out, an interview, something. Yeah. Can't believe Paul got violated by Megan. Well, DA.
Yo,
what you got coming up, my friends? Always glad to have
tonight. Yeah, we're doing the DA's office tonight. So 8 p.m. Pacific, join in. We'll be talking, probably Predator Badlands, how it's flopped in the box office. Also going to talk a new series that came out on Netflix, The Last Samurai Standing. Excellent series. I highly recommend it, man. Go and check it out if you're a fan of, Japanese history plus a little bit of sword play. It's like Squid Game meets Shogun. So if that title entices you, go check it out. I had a blast with it. I binged them all in like a day. And they're the series is awesome. I can't wait for season 2. But yeah, we'll be doing that. And then of course, Versus tomorrow, hanging out with I think I might be going to see Wicked for good tonight with Alan Ing. So if I do that, I'll do an out of the theater for that if I can. And then videos every day. So thanks, guys.
Awesome, beautiful. Verbal, what you got coming up?
Yeah, guys, follow me, Verbal Riot, YouTube, Rumble, and X. You guys kind of know my schedule already. I'll be Versus tomorrow with Gore and the guys. I'll be here with George Wednesday, and you'll catch me on Flashcast on Saturday nights. And I will have my own videos back up soon. I got all my equipment. I just gotta start filming. So, and also I gotta show my book. I gotta show my book because it's coming. So, guys, there is a book coming. I told you I was going to write a book on dating. It's called Behind the Bar: The Bartender's Guide to Dating.
Nice.
I am going to get you lads laid, man. So it's coming. I just and it's going to be cheap. It's going to be on the cheap, and it's going to be in both ebook form and physical form. But I'm going to tell you the ebook might be better because you can actually read the book while you're at the bar, right? So I'm telling you, this is going to be like your personal wingman in your phone. Right, I am going to lead you boys to ass.
So does absinthe have anything to do with your book?
No, but it's a good drink to order for a lady.
Okay.
What about Uzo?
My book. Look, this is just a book about how to pick up women at a bar. Right. This is a very specific book. It's how to act, how to behave at a bar. Right. Like how to talk at a bar, how to approach, because the approach is the hardest part, man. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Before I drop by you a drink, can you just please tell me whether you have a penis or not?
Hey, you know what? There are rules to buying a drink for a lady, and that's chapter 6. So I'm going to
okay, all right,
all of that, man.
So you got openers in there for him. You got like, hey, this is a good opening line to drop.
I mean, I don't like openers per se because every woman's different. You don't want to use the same lines on women, but generally you want to. Here's a way to spark a conversation.
What about the truth? What about the truth? I'm just in love with your breasts.
No, you don't want to do that. you never ever want to do that.
That ain't gonna work, George. George like, damn, that's why I ain't been getting no ass.
Never ever.
I never tell the truth. No, I always am straight up.
I'm really curious about your book now, Verbal.
No. It's something I've been writing for the past year and a half, and yeah, right now it's in the editor's hand. It's in my editor's hands, and she's doing a third go at it. So.
Good.
We are scheduled to get it published by the end of this month or beginning of December. So
nice.
I really like it.
Within the next 30 days, it should be out.
Nice.
I like that. So it's basically taking verbal with you. How to
Pretty
get
much.
ass with verbal. I like
Pretty
it.
much.
Love it.
I'll be in your ear while you're at the bar.
Don't do this, do this. Yeah, I got it. Love
Cyrano
it.
de Bergerac. Cyrano de Verbal Riot.
Cyrano de Verbal. I love it. Thank you, gentlemen. It's been wonderful. Can't wait to do it again. Chat, your support is amazing. Always love you being here. Please thank all the amazing supporters. Thank Lord Thoth, our moderator, Estephobos, Eric Key. What is that? Eric K. King of the Mods, and Fletcher Williams is in the back producing. They all do this because they love it and couldn't do without them and couldn't do without you. Also, go ahead and go over to Mr. Brown's Alliance once we're done. Gonna rate him. Say George sent you there. Other than that, have a blessed week. And remember, decisions are made by those who show up to the fight. I love you. Always forward.